Hello, and welcome to the Movie Chest. I'm Matt Daly, and I have a lot of movies on my watch list. So I did the only reasonable thing that I could think of. I started up a podcast with a few of my friends. Each episode, we draw movies at random out of the movie chest, and there's around 800 movies in the chest right now. And each episode, we choose from a pool of around 50, give us a little variety in our choices. Then we just sit and chat and give our thoughts. This episode, we have In Bruges, Under the Silver Lake, and Fast Times at Ridgemont High. Had a really good time exploring all these movies. They've been on my list for a long time. And I'm just excited to get into the conversation we had because I think it's a pretty good one. I hope you guys like it. So without further ado, let's just get into it. All right. Welcome to the first movie chest ever. It's Matt here. I'm here with Patricia, Noah, and Alex.
What up?
Yeah.
Howdy.
And we're just going to get into it. We're going to talk about the movies we have this week. So which one do you guys want to start with first?
Let's start with yours.
In Bruges?
Okay, I'm down for it. Yeah, so every week we each pick one, or we're going to figure out a system for how many each week or whatever we want to do. But so this week I had In Bruges. It takes place, or it's filmed in 2008, directed by Martin McDonagh. He's kind of known for other movies like Seven Psychopaths and Three Billboards. And I've heard a lot of good stuff about this director / writer. So that's why I picked this one. This one's been on my list, like, basically since I started a watch list, honestly. And mostly just I heard good dialogue, really fun, like, characters and world. So that's why I went for this one to start with. Sure. Stars Colin Farrell, Brendan Gleeson, which I thought they were both fantastic in this movie.
Yeah, they both play off each other well.
Oh,
I feel like throughout it,
Ralph Fiennes, of course.
Yeah, his like intro halfway through just like added so much. It was like perfect. But yeah, I guess it takes place in Bruges, Belgium, which honestly I didn't even know where that was before I watched this movie.
Same. Never heard of it.
I think it's real.
I think it's a real place.
Yeah.
It seems like it was like a historical place in Belgium somewhere.
It's kind of funny, just
Like
how,
a fairy tale.
Yeah, it's like a fairy
exactly.
tale. It's kind of funny how they like talk shit about it. It seems like it's like a touristy kind of town.
Fairy tale or something.
Fucking Bruges.
Yeah, I don't know. The more I think about this movie, first off, I really enjoyed this movie.
Yeah,
Same.
definitely.
I'm glad I watched this one. But the more I think about it, the more I give it more credit on it. Like, I think it's a better movie than I originally even thought. Like, with like the fairy tale theme, and like it all does kind of feel like it's a weird mob fairy tale. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
And there's just a lot of like smart little key writing moments with like, I don't know, with like the guy losing an eye, and he's the guy that sees them later and like enacts the final like climax.
Yeah.
There's just like little fun bits like that, and of course like the midget until at the end, like the cycle of violence with the like the boy again.
Yeah.
Gotta stick to your principles.
Yeah. It was all set up really well and like knocked everything down in order. Like, if that makes sense.
Definitely.
Absolutely.
Yeah, definitely like well composed and whatnot.
Yeah, I think I have like notes on all the intros, just kind of like my first like feelings when I was in the movie. And this one is very like low key. It was almost like a home movie feel. Like it's like you just got like arrived in Bruges with them. Like, and it's
With
like
a shaky
definitely
cam.
like it was like handheld almost, and it was like somber, very like ominous. I was like, oh god, what am I in for?
Yeah, I mean, it starts off like pretty light because it's just Gleeson and Colin Farrell, and then it kind of reviews you with like why Colin's character is like kind of broken down, kind of like he's kind of struggling and whatnot, and
Gets real dark real quick.
Yeah. That reveal of the flashback of like what actually happened.
Yeah.
Like, so the violence in this movie was so like understated.
Yeah.
But like,
I think that's what made
so
it
raw.
For me, made it shocking more.
really,
It's because it was just like, damn. Like,
When there was violence, there was violence.
right.
So.
Yeah, that was brutal. That was a brutal flashback. Yeah.
But like the dichotomy between Colin Farrell and Brendan Gleeson, I felt like was like pretty good because like there was like moments where they're fucking with each other and just like talking to each other, like talking about random shit. And,
They're clearly like two different types of mob hitmen too, which is nice to see. Like the young like kind of hotshot whippersnapper guy, and then like the old soul seasoned
the mentor.
Yeah, he
kind of
just
thing.
kind of knows more, like feels more.
Right.
been around
Yeah.
the block wanting to see the cultural sites
Yeah.
of,
Likes to
of
see the
Bruges and
sites,
shit. Yeah.
They were like a married couple almost.
yeah,
Yeah,
It
yeah,
sounds
yeah,
the
like-
bickering and like,
Yeah.
I want to go out, I don't want to go
Yeah.
out. Yeah.
You want to touch Jesus' blood?
Yeah.
Do I have to?
It's just fucking Jesus' blood.
Of course you don't have to.
You don't have to. Yeah, there's a lot of like really fun humor. Like
Yeah.
it's they're very like situational, but like I don't know. Between those two, I just found like a lot of like rich dialogue,
Yeah.
rich stuff to play.
It was like witty and I thought like a lot of it was just like unapologetic and like
Yeah.
really like solidified the characters for like who they were.
That's kind of like there's like one thing that was kind of like interesting me about the movie that made me like question like, is this a good movie or am I enjoying this movie? Is Colin Farrell's character. Like he's a very insensitive person, but like in a different person would say that this is like a horrible movie because he's like calling people fat, he's calling people midgets, and he's like making fun of them in a way. But I think it was a very smart movie because like Martin McDonagh's clearly like exploring what he like can and can't say to people through like the lens of like the worst character you could find, which is like a mob guy, hitman.
Right.
And I was just thinking like more and more throughout the movie, like if you're this hitman, like you're not gonna be the glossy like perfectly placed Hollywood kind of. You're gonna be kind of like a shitbag, you know what I'm saying? And like, and that definitely goes through with Colin Farrell's character.
Yeah, definitely.
And I actually really appreciated the like insensitivity in this movie. But like it was just like genuine enough, or just like honorable enough, I guess, in quotes, that it like played for me. But
What I like about that kind of dialogue is that it's not like pussyfooting around, you know.
No, yeah.
It's feels more raw and real because like the conversations you have with your friends aren't like, you know, fluffed up and trying to be sensitive. You know, you're gonna have those kind of stupid conversations, like, you know, I won't say what he says obviously, but you know, you'll have those stupid conversations with your friends, so it just felt more natural.
with people you're comfortable with,
Right.
talking about that stuff.
That's
It's
what I
almost
appreciate about it.
endearing. I don't know. For
Right,
me.
That's what was
definitely.
weird. It was like I hate this guy, but the way he like I'm connecting with him, it was very endearing, and that's what was weird to me.
Right.
It's like with your protagonist, you want to connect to them somehow,
Yeah.
but it's kind of unique in Colin Farrell's character, I thought.
Right. Yeah.
You just want to protect them,
Yeah.
but you can't.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Yeah, there's so many like bad decisions and bad like this was like a strange case of a movie for me where it like gets better and better with like every scene,
Right,
or like
yeah,
you get
absolutely.
more invested every
Yeah.
scene
Yeah.
until the very end, honestly.
For sure.
Yeah. I don't know where I was going with that. But
Yeah, I mean, there's just stuff that comes back throughout the movie, you know. I mean, obviously with the dwarf midget,
Right,
and
yeah.
then, like the Americans who someone had a heart attack on the
Heart attack on the
staircase on the way up.
stairs.
Whatever. It's like, oh man.
You guys aren't going up there. It's pretty narrow.
Yeah, him getting like chased around is
Yeah.
like so hard to watch. But you're just like, it's so funny though. Like,
And the coming around part when Ralph Fiennes comes and he's like, yeah, well, if I shot a boy in the head, I'd put a pistol right in my mouth and
Yeah.
blow my head off. And he thinks he shot a kid, and
Sure enough, yeah.
gotta stick to your principles. Yeah.
Yeah, I love that. That like, I don't know, that cafe scene with Gleason and him, like when they first find each other, and he calls his kids cunts.
Yeah.
It's like,
Take it back.
take that back, Rock.
yeah.
Call my kids cunts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like a lot of the stuff came back really quickly. I thought. I guess like with most scripts, you'd be waiting to the end for something to really pay
Right.
off.
Yeah.
But like it was nice. Like there was like moments with like he's talking about how he has like self defense against a bottle.
Yeah.
And it's like,
Yeah.
am I justified or whatever? And then like 10 minutes later, somebody comes at him with a bottle.
Yeah.
Like, and is that when he like punches the people in the face in the bar or whatever?
Yeah, the
Like,
Canadian or whatever.
Yeah, it's just so like funny, but
I don't
like,
hit
works.
women, but she came at me with a bottle.
It's self-defense, dude, like,
Self-defense.
yeah, I thought that was fun.
Also, the best pickup line, you know, when he goes up to the woman and he's like, yeah, you know, midgets kill themselves pretty often. She's like, you know what? Let's go out to dinner.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I like that character, how he found somebody who's just as like not evil but like bad, or like
Right.
in that kind of bad industry
Yeah.
or whatever.
On the
that
fringes of whatever in society.
they could
or
easily
whatever.
connect.
Both criminals in some fashion.
Right,
Yeah.
hustlers, like
Yeah, the scene where he like the guy comes and robs him with the blank gun too.
Yeah.
I thought that was like so great. But then that made me think like I have like Chekhov's blank gun. You know what I'm saying? Like because I thought the blank gun was gonna come around some way in the
Right.
end, but it doesn't actually really
No.
do much.
Not really,
I think
no.
it was mostly like a misdirect then for that whole thing.
Mhm.
But
Yeah.
because like he gets the gun off him at the end, and then what does he like lose it or something?
The gun off when he jumped off the tower,
yeah.
it was
Yeah.
busted
That
to
one was
shit.
busted.
Yeah.
So he had to go back to the.
And then he went
hotel.
and found the other gun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he jumped off the window and then dropped it in the water.
Right.
Yeah.
I was like, what the fuck?
So yeah, it didn't really
It's
come
like, oh my
around.
God.
But, yeah, but that scene in the hotel at the end with Ralph Fiennes.
Oh, yeah.
Like where they're like both looking down on each other.
Yeah.
Next to each
Who's
other.
counting? Well, you are.
Yeah, and like the bystanders just like, you guys are fucking nuts.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's fun stuff, like where it's like a totally awkward situation with two mob hitmen, and like it would almost kind of be that way, I would think.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
Like
mean,
these
they're trying to keep it professional
They,
too.
they know
right?
each other
Yeah.
and they're like trying to make it work, but they're,
Make it honorable.
They gotta kill each other at the end of the
Yeah.
day, so.
Yeah.
Yeah. Same with Brendan Gleeson, how he basically knew he was done, so he like goes up in the tower.
Yeah.
Crawls his way up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty crazy.
He had, I think it was up in the tower where he like really showed some emotion too. Like, I don't know. I think low key Brendan Gleeson like carried a lot of the movie, even though
Yeah.
Colin Farrell
Oh yeah.
was like
Yeah.
a lot of the bombastic moments. But
Going back to the everything coming around when he went up there, and you remember in the beginning when he first goes up to the tower and he's doing his finger gun.
Yeah.
You would think,
Yeah.
oh, he's just gonna shoot Ralph Fiennes, but
Right.
it's got the fairy tale fog on there, so he's
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
okay, now
can't
what?
see anything.
I'll just dive off, you know.
Mhm.
But and even that doesn't work. Gun gets
Yeah.
busted.
That was a
Yeah.
brutal moment too. Dude. He like literally exploded.
Yeah.
Screen.
Oh my
It was-
God.
it was
Yeah.
fucking nuts.
Crazy.
Got obliterated.
But like it was one of those actions that just like the movie and characters built it up so well it
Right.
all made sense.
Yeah,
You know, like
yeah,
it was just
absolutely.
like totally like this is something he would do for Ray or
Yeah.
Right,
for
yeah.
Colin's character.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
I think one of my favorite moments and when the movie got super fun was when they all started just doing drugs.
Yeah.
Some of the conversations they were having when they were on drugs, like
Yeah.
the race war
Oh
stuff.
my
There's
gosh.
gonna be a war between the black midgets and the white midgets.
Well, where were the Pakistanis fight?
The
With the
Vietnamese.
blacks.
I'm on side with the Vietnamese.
Yeah, that's what I was like. Oh, what's that? I gotta throw a wrench in here. It's like, yeah, what do you think about the Vietnamese? The fucking Vietnamese.
I thought it was pretty funny too how in like the first 30 minutes, like Colin Farrell's joking about midgets the whole time or whatever, and then it turns out that like the dwarf character is like the most down to earth character in the whole movie. I found.
Yeah.
He's like the most relatable and the most chill, but he's like weird and fucked up or whatever.
Yeah.
But like he just talks normal and he's like real with people, and
Yeah.
I thought that was kind of a fun take.
Why didn't you wave back to me this morning?
I was on a
Horse
lot of
tranquilizers.
tranquilizers.
I wasn't waving anything, but maybe a horse. Yeah, this definitely makes me want to watch some of Mark McDonagh's other ones.
I didn't
For
know he
sure.
did 3 billboards.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Now it
Yeah.
makes sense to me. I'm like,
That was the
saw
only
that
one
one?
that I like saw on my
Yeah.
radar of his, and like,
Yeah.
I mean, it was up for Oscars and won
Yeah.
won a bunch of Oscars, right?
It won 2 for lead actress and supporting actor. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sam Rockwell, well deserved.
Yeah.
Love that guy. Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, he's a great actor.
Yeah.
Right.
and so like, I makes sense because this was like, I mean, this was a great movie too.
Oh,
so
yeah.
like, he's definitely got like a style and a voice.
Curating his craft.
Yeah.
My favorite so far is 3 billboards, but 7 Psychopaths. It's just hilarious.
Oh,
It was like a
yeah.
more kooky, fun one.
Yeah, that one's that was my first introduction to it, and then
Nice.
yeah, I really liked his style.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So
For sure.
yeah,
That's dope.
so yeah, I really like this one too.
Yeah,
Obviously,
this
I've seen it a
is-
few times.
Yeah, I'm glad I got this one finally checked
Mhm.
off.
Yeah,
did not know what I was expecting, honestly.
Yeah.
I saw, what
So-
was it, like black comedy, where I was like,
Yeah.
oh god, Hitman.
Yeah.
But then you're like, oh.
but you care about the characters. It's
Yeah,
such
exactly.
good character development.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's
Care about him. Yeah.
yeah,
Thought it was a. I guess I don't know. I have really much else to say, but I thought the ending was very bold.
Yeah.
Because we were watching with ads for free, and it cut
IMDb
to like,
TV.
oh hell yeah, man. And it's like Colin Farrell's last words are like, "Man, I wish I didn't die. I wish I
Right.
didn't die." And like
Cut
he
to commercial.
succeeded in everything basically, without if he dies or whatever. And then I was like, "Oh, commercial break. All right, we'll cut back to where he's like up and he woke up or
Yeah, in
something."
the hospital or something.
And it cuts
or-
back and it's just straight
Nope,
credits.
yep,
I was
credits.
like,
Yeah.
okay.
Like,
Yeah.
dang.
I was like, wow. I guess I didn't need that last part. You know, I
Yeah.
kind of.
Yeah.
It is more like a fairy tale. Like I don't know.
Is he dead? Maybe.
Is he? I don't know. What do you guys think? Is he dead?
I mean, he got shot a few times.
Like in the
He
heart.
shot.
I mean,
Multiple
Yeah,
times.
like,
Yes.
I would think he's done.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure the homeboy's out for the count there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you know what? Maybe he's better off that way.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Left open to interpretation, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, I guess I don't know. I guess I would say he died. Yeah.
I feel like it's a good close to the
Yeah.
those 3 characters and like the
Yeah.
story
All the shitty
itself.
people
and-
die.
how that
Yeah,
ends.
just the path of violence and
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
because I kept thinking if he died, would he still be able to live with himself?
Right,
You know?
exactly.
Right.
Like when he was
Yeah.
getting on the train and he
Yeah.
was like, well, who knows? Maybe I'll kill myself within
Yeah.
whatever he said. And he's like, well, you're not gonna. He's like, shrugs. So it's
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Maybe a question like halfway through when he's in the park trying to commit suicide. Does he knows the gun's fake, right?
Well, he had bullets with it. I'm pretty
Oh,
sure.
really?
Yeah, because he picked up like the real live rounds
Yeah.
after he
Maybe-
fired the
maybe I
blanks
missed
at that
That's why
dude.
I'm off right now.
Okay, yeah,
That's why he went back to grab the gun.
right.
Yeah.
I thought
Right.
it was a blank gun the whole time, so he was gonna pull some like weird ass like I got a gun on you. But it's
Yeah,
not really a
no,
gun,
Yeah.
or-
right.
Shit. Okay.
No, yeah, yeah,
Yeah. No, that was a good scene too when he was gonna blow his head off, and then
Yeah.
the guy's coming up behind him. And
Yeah.
he's like, "What are you
About
doing?"
to
He's like,
kill
him.
"Oh, nothing.
Yeah.
I wasn't gonna go through with it. It looked like you were fucking gonna go through with it."
yeah.
Yeah.
I love the Yuri the alcoves. You use this word?
Yeah.
Alcoves.
I think nooks and crannies.
Ah, yes, nooks and crannies.
Oh, man.
Just like a
Just a lot
little
of fun.
flavor in there.
Yeah.
You know, yeah, it's just like had good
For
flavor,
sure.
good
Those
taste.
good
like-
conversations. You know,
Yeah.
like that,
Mhm.
that tension that would normally be in like a dark, mob
Yeah.
movie.
Yeah.
Right,
I think
right.
one of my favorite combos was between Ray and Ken, and it's like how they're gonna reconcile their past together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mostly with Ray's past, but I don't know. That was one of the most like poignant scenes for me too. It was like two people just in the world trying to figure out their like what they can do, and in the
Yeah.
worst way, but
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
yeah, it just definitely lands. All the dialogue lands.
Yeah.
Yeah. Really quick. It was good.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And yeah, I kind of like landed on like the theme of like endless cycle of violence on the
Mm.
end of this movie, you
Yeah.
know, because like it literally is like fulfilling
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
the way
Right.
that another innocent person's dead, and like
Yeah.
I don't know, yeah, it was just I just found that at the end. So
I see that for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just good, like succinct, clear vision throughout, like
Right.
good writing, like well executed throughout,
Yeah.
like just it's a good movie. I gave it 4 stars on my rating on it because I was like,
Yeah.
I think I
it's
did
like
too,
it's a
yeah.
movie I could recommend to almost anybody
Right.
to watch.
Yeah.
Like,
I gave it a 4.5, I think.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed it.
yeah, heck
Yeah.
yeah.
I gave it a 4, but my ratings change almost.
Same.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, right.
sometimes.
I browse through and I
Constantly
change them all the
shifting.
time.
Yeah.
You have to adjust depending on what else is like
Right.
that
Yeah.
rating.
Yeah.
But
right.
I could see it even like 4.5, honestly.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
more I think about it.
Especially after talking about, you're
Right.
like, oh yeah,
you,
good
you
point.
mull it over
Yeah,
more.
right,
And,
right.
There's more
you
to
know,
think about.
it settles in more. So it's
Yeah.
I'm curious if that's gonna happen with Under the Silver Lake for me.
No, probably not.
You got anything else to say about In Bruges, Lou, or you want to move on to the next?
Yeah, let's
move on
segue
to
into
this.
Under the Silver Lake, I guess.
Yeah,
Yeah,
let's
so
With
go
that,
right
on
in
that
there,
note.
baby.
Transition.
Yeah.
So Under the Silver Lake, that stars Andrew Garfield, Riley Coe. I don't know how you pronounce her name. Sorry if I'm fucking that
Riley
up.
Coe. Topher Grace was in it for a quick stint.
Like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And then it was directed by David Robert Mitchell, who I believe directed It Follows
Yeah.
and wrote It Follows, another strange movie.
I definitely
Kind of
wanna
a
watch that one.
weird
I've heard some good
horror
stuff.
Yeah,
thriller
it's
thing.
strange. It's-
Yeah.
Yeah. So the problem. Okay, not the problem. Let me just. When I was watching this, the good things and the bad things cancel each other out. So I landed on this is just okay. Like I don't know. I wanted more from it because I love Andrew Garfield.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, and I think he's a great actor, but it's just so strange. You know that scene in The Nice Guys where they go to the porn star mansion and it's that party?
Yeah.
That's what this whole movie felt like. That we were in that porn
Some
star
weird
party.
trippy
Yeah,
party,
just
yeah.
some
Yeah.
weird shit that
100%.
not all the time made sense, but sometimes it made sense.
Right.
Like that scene, for instance, when he pulls the was Jesus off the toilet and just slow zoom on the shit.
Yeah.
Why?
Right.
I didn't need to see that shit. Like what?
That was
What
like
did
the
that
worst looking shit
symbolize?
I've ever
Right?
seen.
Yeah.
Like, who is shitting that?
Right? Whose shit looks that long on top of what? I think there was toilet paper already in there.
Yeah.
Was it
Yeah.
like pre-wipe?
Clumps and stuff. I
Yeah.
don't, like you just say corn
Like
or some shit.
discolored and shit. I don't know.
But after that scene, actually, is when it picked up for me. Is because when he went to the songwriter's house and beat his face in.
Yeah.
I was like, hell
That was
yeah.
interesting, but what did it do with the overall plot
And-
at the end of the day? I was like, what? So he just did he murder this person?
Right.
Like, and what is this person responsible for
Right.
in the overall like
Yeah.
scheme of the
Story.
plot?
And
Like,
what I don't understand either. So if I'm understanding it correctly, and I might not be, but this songwriter has been putting little messages in these hit songs, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
why the hell is he trying to kill him for figuring out the messages? Don't put the messages in there if you're just gonna kill whoever figures it out.
Get out, dude.
Yeah.
So it doesn't make sense, and it all leads into like, oh, these messages lead you to where all these rich people go underground with their brides, and
with these
the-
like cult
yeah,
things at
he's
the
like-
end.
and we
of,
have
the
people-
cult coming in. I was like, whoa,
Yeah.
okay, like.
and they have people who protect it, and they pay a lot to protect the
Yeah.
cult, but like, then why are you putting messages in everything?
Right.
In
Why
the
are you
in
leaving
the
these
fucking media.
breadcrumbs? Yeah.
You just don't understand the rich, dude. You just don't.
Yeah, right. Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
that part is
Oh,
what
dude.
made me think the most these past few days, because I was like, why did he start shooting at him if he's like found his messages? If I was that old man, I would have been like, right on, little guy, you
Right?
did it.
Dude, I mean, it felt like a fever dream. This whole
Right?
kind of
Right.
movie, like it was
Right.
a trip for sure. But like some of the elements that like just like come in and then literally don't come. Like I have no idea what the owl's kiss, like what that was pushing forward at all.
And I really enjoyed that scene when she came out of the cabinet. I was like, this is spooky
yeah.
as
I was
shit.
like, oh
Scary
shit,
scene.
yeah.
It never
right.
shows back
Like,
up.
what the hell?
Yeah.
Right.
That's what I mean. You
There's
see
just-
glimpses, and it's like not really pushing an agenda. It doesn't seem like other than like the weird comic connection
Right.
Yeah.
they had. What does
Yeah.
he even go and meet the dude that wrote the comic?
Yeah.
Does he? I can't remember if
He
he
did,
did.
yeah.
He did.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the
Yeah.
he's in the basement. Like he has that secret little.
Oh, is that the
Oh,
dude
is
with
that the guy?
the space stones
Yeah.
or whatever? Okay, that's that guy with the
So-
masks and shit. on the
Another
wall,
thing
yeah.
with that guy is like he's been figuring out these maps this whole time, and now he finally dies.
Yeah.
Like they finally kill him now.
The
or-
owl killed
Why?
him.
Yeah, right.
But
Which-
why? Why now? The dude's been on the fucking hot on the case
Is
this
that
whole time.
Is that like a manifestation of the occult or something? Like that's what I like. It was never clear. There was like
Right?
no through lines that connected her to
Yeah.
anything other than like that weird comic and,
Right.
and the guy. And
it just
stuff.
felt convenient. And,
Yeah.
Right.
You know, I'm not one to harp on that kind of stuff, but like, shit, that was way too convenient.
Yeah,
They
right.
just axed the guy.
Yeah. Well, there's like way too many like themes and ideas in this movie, in my opinion, that
yeah.
don't
Yeah.
like need to be interconnected in
Yeah.
the movie.
Mhm.
Like he's trying to say like 6 different things that don't apply to each other, in my opinion.
Right.
But yeah, like the first half of this movie, I thought I was in for a different movie.
Right?
You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
right.
Like,
Yeah.
I almost thought it was like a modern day serial killer story or something.
Yeah,
With
that's
like
the
a
vibe I was
pervy,
getting.
creepy dude who's
Yeah.
like secretly murdering people, and the dogs killings. Like
Yeah.
What the
I thought he
fuck?
was killing the dogs, but
Right.
clearly that
Because,
doesn't
like, yeah,
matter at all.
that
People were
supposed to
barking at him,
symbolize
and he was like,
something?
he was like seeing things.
Right.
So I was like, all right, this guy's like
He's
on a
hearing
journey
dogs.
to like figure out
That
either
it's
that
him.
he's a
Yeah.
killer or that he's onto a
Right.
killer or
Right.
like something crazy's going
And
on.
he never addresses it. Like they just he has these little visions of these bitches. Sorry, women barking. Women barking at
I'm
him.
just thinking about dogs.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sorry. These women barking at him, and like they do it like twice, and then it never comes back
Yeah,
up.
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
It's just, oh my god.
I just
Yeah.
pictured a scene later in the movie where he like realizes he's been killing dogs and people,
Right.
and that's why
Right.
it's like mixing
Yeah.
in his mind or something.
It would go with the
Right.
fever dream vibe that this
That's what I mean. Like
fucking
the
movie
stuff's
had.
being jumbled around for him and for us. Like I feel like that would be a good connection to make with him because like we're not getting the full story. He's figuring out the full story. We're kind of on the same page with him. But
Mhm.
Right.
I mean, I feel like we were being strung along with him. You know what I
Right.
mean? If like we were getting pulled in different directions a lot of
Yeah.
the time with him.
Yeah,
and,
no,
just-
Like when they
Absolutely.
found the biscuits in his pocket, I was like, oh, so he is the dog
Right.
killer.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh no. I was like, what?
I just
My-
want
My neighbor had dogs.
yeah.
What the
Like,
fuck?
Dog
Okay.
ones.
Yeah.
My neighbor has dogs. I don't carry biscuits around.
Right.
Shit. One of my favorite parts was when Jimmy Simpson,
I
Simpson
love
came
Jimmy
in.
Simpson.
He's
dude.
so good.
I love. Yeah, he's one of
He's
my
like, hey, you want to play chess?
Mm-hmm.
He's like, I don't really know how. That's perfect.
favorites.
He makes a move. You sure you
Sure
want to
you
do
wanna
that? Like, give me more of him. I want to watch a movie with him.
Well, I would have been like totally cool if like the writer of the comic or him like had like tagged along or like maybe become a
Right.
trio to like
More
figure stuff out
interaction.
Mhm.
instead
Right.
of him like going off on these weird offshoots
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
then coming back to them intermittently.
Uh-huh.
But
Right.
I don't know. I feel like that could add a lot more like dynamic between people and like just better dialogue. I felt like the dialogue was like kind of spotty too. You know what I mean?
it
was
didn't
like,
feel like smooth. Like
right.
you know,
It
you
was
watch a
either,
movie like
super
Bruges,
serious or
right?
like tongue in cheek and goofy.
Yeah.
Like,
Right,
which,
yeah.
I mean, I appreciated the goofy stuff or
it,
whatever.
Right.
it
it
was,
was
but
weirdly played, but yeah, sometimes it just didn't land.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I don't know.
Yeah. And I found myself in the last half. The movie didn't need to be 2.5 hours
No.
personally.
Nope.
But
Yeah.
it was
Absolutely
like
not.
literal. I think it was like 15 minutes of like plot that just didn't amount to anything. And I was
Right.
like, this is what you cut out of your script
Right.
in your
Yeah.
movie. You know what
Cut
I'm
it
saying?
down and
Yeah.
edit
And
it.
then at the end when he goes over and he bangs the old lady, weird, but
yeah.
and then he's looking into his apartment and you have the homeless
Yeah,
symbol above
like
his door.
stand
Like,
by
what the
it.
hell does that mean?
So
Yeah.
my
I-
interpretation of this movie is like a grungy like low class dude on his path to becoming a homeless man.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like
No, absolutely.
because he like figures out everything about the rich and all about the weird shit that's going on. He decides, you know what, fuck, I'm just gonna be a homeless guy.
Yeah.
Like
The
He
hobo code and meeting the king of the hobos.
exactly.
Right,
Like,
yeah.
He was so obsessed with like finding this girl and then like figuring out all this shit, and then he's like homeless at the end.
Right.
yeah,
Like,
then
oh.
nothing matters.
Yeah,
Yeah.
nothing matters.
And I still question like so like the rich people, they are like ancient Egyptians or some shit where they believe that if you get buried underground
with
You're
all
gonna
your
live.
stuff and
Yeah.
all your people
You're
that
gonna
you
be
want with you.
reincarnated.
Your 3 brides.
Yeah, right.
I just don't understand the thought behind why that happens.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just some weird ass fucking he doesn't know how to explain it, and that's the point. but
And I think his way of covering it was like, only the rich can afford to do something like this. It's like,
no, anyone
what?
can do that.
what does that mean?
Yeah.
And like, why? I mean, the billionaire in LA that was there decides that he wants to die, and he has 6 months now. Then I don't get it.
Yeah.
That's what, like,
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't get we got like the hidden messages, but there was no real. It was like fishing for philosophy, but it just didn't,
Right.
it didn't land
Nope.
for me.
Yeah, and there's just too much themes, if you want to call them that, going
Yeah.
on. Like,
intersecting.
pick
a lot
one.
of ideas,
Yeah.
yeah, but it just
yeah, like pick the cult or pick the murders or you
Right.
know, I don't know, pick something.
Just choose one.
Right,
Please.
yes.
Yeah.
Don't play with me like that for 2 hours and
And then get
however.
nothing in
yeah.
return. It's
Right.
like, what the hell?
Seriously, no payoff. Like,
Yeah.
not really.
I think the way I kind of saw it too is like this. It feels like David Robert Mitchell's like interpretation of living in LA
Yeah.
in a modern time too,
yeah.
where it's like all just like very kind of lazy and like weird. As you go to these weird parties where it's like super interpretive and shit like that. And
Right. Yeah.
It's like probably put him filtering a lot of his LA life into a weird serial killer
Yeah.
lens.
Yeah.
sort of- But I kind of like saw like that a little bit, but so I can appreciate some of that.
So why didn't he stick to that theme? Why have a serial
that's-
killer?
yeah,
Why have a
that's-
cult?
And also, it felt like this movie was in the 1950s.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
trying to be in the night like that,
Yeah.
and then like it would jump out when Topher Grace comes and flies a drone.
Yeah.
And it's just like what do you and like halfway through, I feel like it almost abandoned the 50s feel, just because it had so much shit going on.
Yeah.
Right.
But it's like it had so much it was trying to do that it just didn't land on what it should have been saying.
Another thing that bothered me is every time he was on the phone with his mom or anybody, and they were like, he's like, "Oh yeah, I gotta get back to work," or his mom would be like, "I know you were busy at work. What the hell do you do? You drive a Mustang."
Yeah.
How do you get that car?
Yeah.
Right?
How are you paying for this apartment? How are you going to bars and just pulling cash
Yeah,
out?
buying
Yeah.
drinks. Yeah. Right.
At the end, he brings home groceries.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not usually one to pick on like I don't care how what every character does for a living, but like when they bring it up like 3 or 4 times, what do you fucking do?
Try to make a point of it or something. Yeah. Like.
Right,
Yeah.
yeah.
Do something with it.
Yeah.
Rather than just dropping it and leaving it.
Yeah.
Like,
That bothered me a little bit
Yeah.
too. I think at that point I was just irritated with the movie, so I was
You're like,
trying
eh.
to find shit that
Yeah,
irritated
right.
me.
Mhm.
There's
Like,
definitely like a moment where it starts dragging, then you're
Yeah.
like, all right, like. Well,
Yeah.
I know,
What
I
now?
know
What do I
this is
start
now.
picking out of
I
this?
kept
Yeah,
checking how
exactly.
long is left. I was like, oh
Right?
my gosh,
That's
an
the
Yeah.
hour?
bad sign of a movie.
Yeah.
When you have to check how much is left.
Which is a bummer because I was looking forward to this because I mean I
Me
like
too.
Andrew Garfield a lot. you
Yeah,
know?
I like
Yeah.
him, and I knew it. I mean, I'm always in for like a good like mystery, like
Right,
thriller,
yeah.
some suspense and that kind
Yeah.
of stuff.
And I'm all for weird shit too.
Yeah,
but
right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I guess I find myself wondering. I don't want to be like this guy, but I wonder. I don't know if I really like Andrew Garfield as an actor. I guess I'll
no.
just put it out there. I don't know, I know
Why?
you probably- I just like this movie is built on like him carrying a weird ass like personality in the
Yeah.
story, and I just don't really vibe with how he goes about his acting.
Mm-hmm.
I don't. I mean, maybe it's just my taste or whatever, obviously, but
I mean I can
he
see what you're
tries-
saying.
He tries too hard to be like
Quirky.
weird,
Yeah.
and like
Mm.
it's not working for me. But
Yeah.
by the end of this movie, I was like, he did a good job in this movie. At the start, I was like, oh, I don't know if I want to track this with him. But like
Right.
after a while, I was like, okay. Yeah.
I can see what
Yeah.
you're saying. Like
Yeah.
at the beginning, he did feel like, oh, I'm just watching a different Spider-Man. Like he's still playing
Right.
Peter Parker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think, I mean, as the movie progressed, I think he did a little better.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I just love Spider-Man, so I guess maybe that's why I'm a little partial. And he was
Yeah.
like one of my favorites.
You're not a Tom Holland fan, then? Or?
No, I don't like Tom Holland's Spider-Man.
Wow.
Yeah,
Alright.
Tobey Maguire though.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Those are
Beautiful.
some good movies.
Yeah. I
I'm
actually just
excited.
rewatched. This isn't on our list, but the Spider-Man 2 and re-rated it. It was 5 stars.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
dude,
yeah.
the Sam Raimi
It's so,
trilogy
Sam
is
Raimi's
actually
so
pretty
good.
The
fucking
second one's
hot.
good.
phenomenal.
It is.
Yeah.
Rewatching, I'm like, God damn.
Perfect casting, like just well written,
Yeah.
rounded story, like good. For
Good action.
Yeah.
you know?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Oh my God, the train scene. Oh,
Yeah. Oh my god, yeah.
Dude, Doc Ock is such a cool villain too.
Right?
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's great.
man.
I wanna
Well, that's what's
rewatch it again.
great about.
Right,
I mean,
all right, let's
Right
do
now,
Spider-Man
let's do
2.
it.
yeah, right. Diving into the
Let's do
superhero
it.
verse. Yeah.
Let's talk about Sam Raimi some more.
Yeah, right. No, yeah.
So yeah, no, I see what you're saying about Andrew Garfield. I mean, he kind of plays the same character, but I guess some actors just kind of get stuck in that rut. But
Mhm.
Yeah.
I don't know. I like him. He's got
Yeah.
that charm that I enjoy.
I
He's
think
got
in the-
charm. He's got a certain, I don't know, strength and confidence in the way he performs.
Yeah.
I think in the right role, he could really kill it.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah, and this, like, I mean, the writing and all this, like, the
That's the
people around him
problem.
definitely did not help him in this one, I feel like.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
he still, like you said, at the end of the movie, I think he still kind of pulled out an okay job for the
Yeah.
most
Yeah.
part. Like,
100%.
If Jimmy was the lead in this, I think I would have been more.
dude, I kind
Yeah,
of, I could
right?
ride that all
Yeah.
day. Yeah.
I want him to like blow up even more.
Right?
I know, right?
What he started? Well, when I first saw him, he was in what? Always Sunny. Him and his
Yeah.
brother.
What
And
are the brothers?
what are they?
called? It's like Mick something, I think.
Yeah, I can't
think of their
remember.
name.
He's so weird in
Oh,
that
they're
show.
so good.
That's what I love, though, man. He
Mick
plays
Boyles.
those crazy-
Mick
Mick
Boyles.
Boyles.
Yeah. So yeah.
I first saw him in Psych.
Yeah.
He
I've
plays like
never seen that,
some
actually.
weird investigator.
Yeah.
You ever seen Psych?
No, I haven't
Oh, you
actually.
love
Like,
it, so
you
good.
like
Have
Psych,
you seen
that's
Psych?
great.
Mm-mm.
That's
Oh
great.
my god, so
Yeah.
good. So funny and like self-aware and
Probably,
witty.
probably top tier, like, network television, I would say.
Really?
So
As far as
good.
like procedural like case of the week comedy goes,
yeah,
it's
Yeah.
top-notch,
it's
yeah.
really good.
And it's all about the two main characters
Yeah.
interacting.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've seen like 2 or 3 episodes because my roommates they told me I need to watch it. So.
Mhm,
And I was like, you know what, I'll give it a try. But then, everything went to shit, and we got stuck at home and
Yeah.
yeah.
thought, you know
Now's
what?
the
Shit
time.
went
Now's the
down.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
but it's definitely on my list. But yeah,
That's-
I think I would have rather watched Jimmy run around and
I gotcha.
do
Feel
weird
that.
shit. But
There was like a lot of the side characters. I actually kind of liked Topher Grace in this movie too.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah.
He was just playing a low key kind of weird dude.
scumbag.
Mhm.
Yeah. Also like Ricky Lindholm, I thought she was like she has like a bubbly relatability kind of.
Mm-hmm.
But I also realized that she was like, I'm gonna come back when the smell's gone, and then you never see
You
her.
never see
Right?
her again.
Yeah.
So it's just like another dropped thing of her.
That's another thing that I don't know if it bothered me, but like when he mentioned a skunk being around and he saw it go into the bushes, every time he hid behind a bush, I'm like, all right, where's the skunk?
Yeah, right.
It's gonna
No,
spray him.
Jump out.
It's gonna spray him.
Yeah.
And finally it did. I was like, God damn.
Yeah, and that made me. After he got sprayed, I was like, every time I saw him, I was like, this guy smells like shit. dude.
Yeah.
Like, I was like wondering how anyone could be around him, and some
Right.
people.
Yeah,
At least
did
yeah, they
mention,
commented on
yeah.
it.
That was one
Yeah.
thing that actually kind of stuck with.
Yeah. I guess he got to
Does-
smell so
yeah.
bad. That's kind of thing. Yeah.
Yeah. Talking about it makes me want to bring my rating down because I think I
I
gave
was
it
gonna
3.5.
say.
I'm
Yeah, I
like,
gave it 3.5
I
off
gave
of
it
that,
3.
but I'd probably give it a 3, honestly.
Yeah.
But
I don't know. I'm thinking 2.5 at this
Yeah.
point.
Mm.
I just
Lower.
the more I think about it and talk about it, just some things just irritate me.
yeah, it's a
Yeah.
bit of a
I-
mess. It's a
I
bit,
enjoyed
yeah.
the ride, but
Right,
like
yeah.
overall, it was
Yeah.
not effective as much as I
Right.
would want it to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I wouldn't turn around and watch this movie for a long time.
Yeah.
again,
I
you
probably
know
won't
what I
ever
mean?
watch it again.
Yeah,
just
right.
because I'm like, I don't know. That was a brutal. I
Yeah,
felt beat
yeah,
up
no.
after watching it.
yeah,
there's a lot of ass shots.
yeah,
A
yeah.
lot of
Um,
unnecessary sex, like
dude,
in the
yeah.
beginning when
Yeah.
they're just banging and watching TV.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like, is that supposed to mean the media is like so takes everybody's attention that they can't even enjoy sex anymore? Is that
Dude,
his message
yes.
there? I
Yeah,
don't know.
there was like a lot of weird. I mean, just like sexual innuendo, and just like I don't know. Like I said, it was like fishing for philosophy. It was like talking about like narcissism and
Yeah.
media
Yeah.
and like all a bunch of other stuff.
Right.
But, like none of it in conjunction with each other.
Yeah.
So it was like, it
Like,
just felt weird.
Why was the old lady with the birds always naked?
Yeah.
Like, put a shirt on to water your
She's from
plants.
the 70s.
Come
I don't know. I don't know. Like, yeah.
And what was the bird saying? What do you
Yeah.
guys
The
Right.
think?
whole
We never
time I
even-
was like, this is it. This is it.
And
And
we're
then
gonna
never
figure it
came.
out.
And what, didn't she say she doesn't know or something like that at the
Yeah,
end?
Yeah, she
something
didn't
like
know
that.
either.
That's
Yeah.
a metaphor for the movie. No one.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a mystery.
When it came down
Period.
to it, yeah, straight up.
Yeah.
Just like
Oh,
it's
man.
it's there. It's out
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, and I thought it was weird too. The going underground thing, and he was like, "Yeah, in that car accident, he gave just enough of his, DNA to make it look like it was him." But then you go down underground, he just died, so I'm assuming they just gave that DNA, and he's like perfectly fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Having
They-
sex,
most
living the
of his
dream.
teeth.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
So he took out.
So he
most
pulled
of
his
his
some
teeth.
of his teeth out.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. And then how convenient it was that there was a phone down there that they can
Yeah.
A
contact her.
video
And
phone.
a
Video
no
phone,
less,
right?
Yeah.
in a fancy
Yeah.
briefcase looking thing. Just some things were convenient, and usually that doesn't bother me, but this
Mhm.
one like I said, as it was progressing, I just started declining.
I
So I
wonder,
just started
like,
picking things.
I wonder
Yeah,
like
for
how he
sure.
went about writing this movie, because honestly, at a certain point, it feels like he just wrote scene after scene after scene without like trying to connect.
Right.
Yeah.
He was just like, this will be fun. This will be weird.
Because there were a lot of
Like,
pieces that just didn't like line up, you
Yeah.
know, like so it
And-
was like the ideas were there that just
Yeah.
just weren't
It
well
just- yeah.
executed. Like,
And like for me, when I was watching it, I was thinking, this is the struggles I have with writing personally. Is I try to cram too much shit into one thing, and I need
Yeah.
to spread it
You gotta
out.
focus it.
right?
Yeah.
So that kind of resonated when I was watching. I was like, this is kind of what I feel like when I'm trying to write a movie, and I
Yeah.
want to
I could
put more shit than
empathize a little bit
necessary.
with
Yeah.
that for sure.
So I guess that touched my heart a little. Thank you for that, David.
Learned a little something.
Yeah.
That's why, like, I can kind of respect this movie
Yeah.
for what it tried to do.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's just like, if you go for something that bold and that crazy,
Right.
you're gonna have to.
You gotta
really-
execute it.
Yeah, pay
And
it
the
off.
pacing was just
It was-
It was rough.
Yeah.
Up and down, yeah.
right. And I watched it I started watching it. I watched the first hour,
Mhm.
and then I
Mhm.
stopped because I had to.
Just take a break.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I had to breathe,
Yeah.
and then I
Yeah.
finished watching it, and it just felt like I was watching two separate movies when I started it again.
Yeah.
And the pacing never picked up
Mm-mm.
until he bashed that guy's face in, and then it stopped again
Yeah.
after
Yeah.
the owl lady came out of the
Yeah.
cabinets.
Yeah.
It just so
Yeah, it's weird.
Just fell flat.
yeah.
Like the whole
Yeah.
time I was like, okay, is this? Am I?
Yeah.
Am I gonna figure this out?
Yeah.
Like
Is this
you're
gonna
just
be the
watching
moment?
The whole thing.
Yeah,
and you're
right.
like, wait, did I miss something? I
Right,
don't know.
yeah.
Like, was this a message within a message within a message?
And that's what I was
It's
trying to
a
think the
message in the
whole
movie.
time. Yeah,
Yeah.
right. You're just trying to
Subliminal
think.
Just
stuff
haven't
happened
gotten
to us. Like that's what it felt like. Yeah, it was like.
Am I supposed to be looking for messages in songs now, and all
Right,
these hit
exactly.
songs?
You just
Yeah.
have to play the movie backwards.
Yeah,
right.
right. And then it all makes sense.
Yeah,
makes
It's gonna
sense.
all
Write the
make
numbers down.
Right. Yeah.
Decode it.
Goes from a man being homeless to getting an apartment. This is
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
And having a girlfriend by then.
Yeah,
Yeah.
They must have some mediocre sex, though. I mean, having the TV on,
Yeah.
just conversation.
Having to peep outside his
Yeah.
balcony every other day. You know.
Oh
Yeah.
man. Well, I guess we just shit on that movie.
that was definitely one of the weirdest movies I've seen
Yeah.
in a while.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
And I like I said, I'm all for weird, but like
Yeah.
that
it
was
was
just
so weird.
yeah,
Like
too
I gave
weird.
it 3.5 because I was like, you know what? It's a weird
Right,
movie
I respect
that
it.
I kept
Right.
watching.
Yeah.
I didn't stop and
Yeah.
didn't
Turn it off.
I finished it,
Yeah.
but then you're like, wait, like right now it's
Yeah.
like shit.
Yeah.
It really
There's a-
did not make
Right.
any
A lot
sense.
of dropped threads, a lot of
Yeah.
a lot of
Yeah.
sloppiness.
Unlucky because I really had high hopes for it. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dang.
Same. I
I'd
was
still want to
looking
watch
forward
It Follows though, because I've heard that's really good.
It's definitely. I mean, I've seen it already, and
Yeah.
I would consider it better than this one, just because it's more put together, more of like a
focused.
narrative, and
Mhm.
like
Mhm.
yeah, just a little more simpler, I guess.
it is
what
more
it tries to do.
focused. But
Yeah.
I mean,
Heard
I
it's a good
didn't-
premise.
I didn't really care for it
Yeah.
much myself. I
No,
thought it
it's-
was
It's pretty hammy, kind of.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It's,
Yeah, but I watched it a long time ago, so I'll have to rewatch it to
Yeah, so-
reevaluate. But yeah, I just remember not enjoying it as much.
I guess my last thought on it is like I should have known what movie I was in for. Like right when the squirrel fell out of the tree and died,
Yeah.
I was like, does this mean anything?
yeah.
Right.
And I don't think it did.
No.
No.
Yeah. And then that scene where it says neighbor, sort of ugly version of her, and
Mhm.
she's like eating something. Was it a human or a dog or?
Yeah, it was like
Yeah.
another dream. or
Yeah,
whatever
Yeah.
it
like a
felt.
little fever dream, like the rest of the movie was.
Yeah, it was like on a path.
That was strange.
something,
Like the
yeah.
dogs the women barking at him. It's like, what is this trying to tell me?
Yeah, right.
Like, does this
Yeah.
man hate women, or I'm confused? Is this supposed to mean something? Are women like dogs? I don't know. This is weird. I don't
Definitely
know what he's
puts-
trying to tell me.
Yeah, definitely puts it on the viewer to
Yeah, right?
really
Yeah.
try and
To work it out
get
themselves.
something.
What are you saying here, sir? Do you respect women or not?
yeah. Yeah, I feel that. Yeah.
Any other final thoughts?
Unlucky. Sorry I picked this one, guys. Sorry
Oh,
I put
man,
you through that.
No, there's gonna
Every-
be many more like it. I
Yeah,
feel like on
for
the
100%.
journey, so
Yeah.
it's just like
Right out the gates, I pick a turd.
Yeah.
Jesus.
My
That's
thoughts
good.
on any movie in the watch list, I'm not going to be mad that I watched it.
You know
right.
what? Yeah.
right.
That's
Something
most movies.
cataloged.
Yeah,
and
honestly.
Yeah.
you can say you watched it.
Right.
And learn something from it.
I think
or-
the only movie that has made me aggressively, like verbally angry and upset emotionally was Without Remorse. I think that's my most recent
Oh,
one.
yeah.
That's just like,
What happened?
I recently added
It
that
just-
to my list.
Just break it down.
the way it's the way it started. For one, the whole movie actions get set in play because this man decides. I don't know. This might just be me that it bothers, but
Mm.
I'm gonna go listen to music in my basement in the dark on my laptop. I'm gonna leave the comforts of my bed. My pregnant wife's up there. You know, she's like, "Oh, why don't you come to bed?" He's like, "Nah, I'm gonna go listen to some music." Who goes in their basement, turns out the lights, sits on their futon, and listens to music while eating pistachios? You know, he's not even doing anything, not flipping through his phone. He's just laying there eating pistachios, listening to music. And because of that, his wife dies, his kid dies, all that stuff. I mean, that's in the trailer, so you know.
Okay, yeah.
Sorry, I don't know if you guys watch trailers, but I might have just ruined that.
Here
for
and
you.
there, I try to.
Yeah.
But other ones I don't want to be spoiled on. So
But
it's a hard-
that's what sets it, because his thing is, oh, he's seeking revenge for this, right?
I see. Yeah.
So all that sets in play because of something so stupid for me. I don't know.
Yeah.
And I just think
Who's the main lead in this movie?
guy who plays Creed, can't think of his name.
Michael B.
Creed?
Jordan.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
And I thought he was horrible in the movie.
Really?
That's just
Yeah.
me, because I think he's a good actor, but
Yeah.
Mhm.
I just thought, I don't know, that movie just made me mad. I was pissed when
Yeah,
I
it
watched
sucks
it. But
when I don't know characters aren't set up with like proper motivation or just really like reaching motivation.
yeah,
or
convenient
something.
stuff.
Yeah,
Like,
right.
how can we make this man mad? Well, let's take him away from his wife and unborn child.
isolate him and
Yeah.
then make
something
happen.
bad happen.
Yeah,
that
and
he
then-
can't stop, but he could have stopped if he was like, because again they cut the power before this happens too, so it's like he knows something's up. Like if my power gets cut, I'm not gonna just sit like, oh,
Yeah.
what's going on?
And get up and
More
check the breaker.
pistachios.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's just.
Hmm.
Sorry if I ruined that for you guys. I didn't
No,
realize.
no,
I
it
just started going.
That one
popping
wasn't
off.
even on my list, honestly.
Yeah.
But
It's not good,
yeah.
but I mean,
now I know.
all movie deserves a chance, right?
Yeah, yeah.
I like Michael
Maybe.
B. Jordan.
I mean, some movies
Yeah.
are so bad they're good, you know.
Right.
Like-
Yeah, true.
yeah.
Anywho, sorry. So what was our third pick?
Yeah, mine was Fast Times at Ridgemont High.
Classic.
Yeah, I picked it because it's like a pop culture
Very fun.
classic, iconic, and it's been on my list for a while as well. And
Yeah.
just like one that I felt like I needed to hit soon, otherwise it'd be put on the back burner
Yeah.
for too
Yeah.
long, you know. Like,
That's how old movies typically, like older movies, they
yeah.
typically get pushed to the side.
right.
but-
So I was like, all right, well, let's throw an oldie but a goodie out there,
Yeah.
and like
It was
just have a
good.
good
It was
time.
good to toss this one in the first three. I think, like to show the range of what we got.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. That's what I enjoyed a lot about just like the three that we had here is
Yeah.
like the range of just like tastes and I don't know, just like perspectives going in and
Yeah,
like
absolutely.
what we wanted to try out and
Yeah.
stuff and like so but yeah, this one I checked Amy Heckerling's like
Yeah.
filmography.
It's kind of spotty.
Yeah, she hadn't. I mean, this was like I want to like shit on her, but it's like probably her biggest hit for
Mhm.
as far as
Yeah.
I could tell.
I
I hadn't
heard
really heard of most
Clueless
of
is
it.
really
Clueless,
good.
yeah.
I heard.
I did
Clueless,
not
yeah.
know she did that.
I
Yeah.
I didn't know that either.
Have you
Yeah.
seen Clueless?
Yeah.
Is it good?
Long time ago.
Oh.
Really? Yeah.
It was okay.
Yeah.
I think that's about most of her movies, honestly.
Yeah.
Just subpar.
Yeah.
You know,
Except for this
watchable.
one, I think. I
Yeah.
actually really like this
Yeah,
one.
same. I think
Yeah.
this one was super relatable. I
Yeah.
mean,
It speaks to like a generation and
Right.
like people from different walks of life.
yeah,
during a certain
they had
time,
just the
like-
perfect groups of people that they split off, so you
Yeah.
have somebody to relate to in the
Yeah.
whole movie. And
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
know. I really enjoyed it.
Dude, I don't know. I've only seen Sean Penn's like older stuff, so like
Yeah.
seeing him in a role like that as like the stoner surfer dude,
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah.
okay,
So
hell
good.
yeah.
Definitely nailed the role.
Did not recognize him. I was
I
like,
know,
wait,
right?
is that Sean
So
Penn?
Did you
young.
did you guys see Nick Cage in it?
I missed
No,
him.
yeah, you
Yeah,
mentioned that.
yeah.
I
I was
saw
like,
that he was in it, but I didn't actually see him.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he was one of the
One of his buddies or something.
yeah one of his friends. That or he was worked at the burger place. I was reading up on it because I
Yeah.
didn't know he was in it because
Yeah.
I was reading and it said he like tried to act older so he could get a bigger role.
Yeah.
well, for
But
real.
they found out he wasn't, so they didn't give him as big of a role.
Right.
Which
Yeah, I think-
obviously no one saw him. I couldn't even
Yeah,
find him. I
I
tried
totally missed him.
Yeah.
the whole
totally.
movie. I tried.
Oh my
over my head, like
Yeah, I saw that was his first film. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
His first debut. Or whatever.
Really?
He wasn't even
That's
Nick
cool.
Cage, I think. It was like he
Nickel.
was under a different.
Oh,
Oh,
was
really?
he?
Really?
Yeah.
Maybe that's why. Because
Yeah.
I looked in the credits too, and I don't think I saw his name pop up, which is what
Yeah.
I was
That makes
waiting for.
sense. Yeah.
So
man. Yeah.
maybe,
Huh.
maybe I just can't read. I don't know. But I enjoyed it. I liked the movie a lot. I had
Yeah,
a good time.
I enjoyed it too. I'm glad we got it added on to our.
Yeah.
I did not like it as
Oh.
much.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah,
Why not?
well, I don't know why. I talked to my sister about it. I think it's because I just couldn't relate
Mm-hmm.
Really?
to it.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's because I grew up in another country
No,
or
yeah, I
something.
get
Totally.
I was just like,
It's definitely an 80s American
Yeah.
story.
Yeah. I mean,
Right,
it's
yeah.
what it's like, L.A. right? Like
I
South
think
Side
so,
LA
yeah.
or something like
I
that.
was just like,
Yeah.
what is going on?
Yeah.
Like, was high school really like this?
Right.
I would
yeah.
assume so. Honestly. That's what I liked about it. I was like,
Yeah.
I think these people are real. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure they were all age according, right? I
they
mean,
were all
so,
pretty young.
yeah.
Especially like Jennifer Jason Leigh. I did not recognize her
Right?
at all.
Mm-mm.
Dude,
Didn't
like,
recognize
I
her.
was like, who the heck is
Yeah.
this?
Yeah.
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 She looks way different now.
I don't know
Yeah.
how old Judge Reinhold was, but
he might have been a little
he
older.
seemed like he was the oldest, and I mean he
Yeah.
was like
Yeah.
the senior.
He was,
working
yeah.
I think
guy
he
or
was
whatever,
my
so-
favorite character.
Really?
Yeah,
He was, yeah.
dude. Him ending in the gas
gas
station. Oh my gosh, so great.
Manager of the whatever, the year or month.
7-Eleven or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
My favorite character was between Sean Penn's character, but I think Ratner was my
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
yeah.
a good storyline.
He was
there.
most relatable to me just
Yeah,
because I
for
was
sure.
awkward and
Yeah.
quiet
Sure,
and
I agree,
you know.
yeah.
But
I liked how they did like a girl boy approach. They gave them both like they fleshed them both out equally. I thought like the
Yeah.
different sides of like how they're like courting each other, what their
Yeah.
relationship
right,
is like.
yeah,
Yeah, so you could like see both and how they are like so awkward, and they're basically like struggling with the same awkwardness, but like they can't know
They
each
can't-
other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know.
I thought too it was. I mean, at least at the high school I went to, sex was a big thing, you know. So that was like, I don't know, that was a good thing to add because it's like, yeah, this is more relatable stuff because
Yeah.
you know in high school girls and guys are like, oh, you know, I gotta have sex with this person to have a relationship. It's like, no, maybe you should build a relationship first. And maybe that's why I relate with Ratner more because it's like he had his head on straight there when, you know, I liked his friend too. Unfortunately, he turned into to be kind of a douche.
Yeah, right.
Banging his girl, but like, yeah, I liked them two together, but you know, I like Ratner a lot. I related more with him and
Yeah.
his
Yeah.
situation,
I would agree,
and
yeah.
you know,
right there with you.
but
Yeah, I was kind of like, I guess, shocked the whole movie too. I was like, just like how the main girl, she's like 15, says she's 19.
yeah,
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
holy, like this is like
Right?
what happens like in the 80s or whatever. It's what
Yeah.
happens today too. I think.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
But I'm just like, wow.
I think they
this
call that
is-
grooming nowadays.
So
Yeah,
I
right.
think
I think that's illegal.
That's
now.
what I said. I was like, isn't that grooming?
Yeah. But yeah, it's just kind of crazy to see how that was normalized
Mhm.
back then.
Talking about the
Damn.
80s.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was definitely R-rated. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
yeah, for sure.
Oh, we were talking about grooming.
Right.
Yeah.
There we
Okay.
go.
Yeah, the whole bring you to the dugout situation and just bang.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess that's a weird way. I guess. I mean, losing your virginity in a dugout.
Yep.
I don't know about that.
Yeah.
I bet it happens though. You know.
Yeah,
Right.
absolutely.
I was thinking though, like this guy's 19 or what? He claims to be 26 or whatever, right? I guess.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like, why don't you go to your house or something?
Right?
Right.
Don't you have a house?
Go to your
He's probably
dugout.
living with his mom still or
Probably.
something.
That's
yeah.
what I'm
Probably.
thinking.
Yeah. We're like, hey, I'd bring you over, but my mom's having her boyfriend over tonight, so it's her evening.
Yeah.
Uh,
Dude, Forrest Whitaker too showing up.
Right?
Yeah.
Young as
Yes.
hell.
Yeah.
Very young.
yeah.
Gosh.
A sports star.
Dude, he's like a big dude though.
Right?
from
I
what
didn't
can
realize
tell
he
in the
was so
movie.
tall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Like,
just like
massive guy.
did they like make him look taller in this movie or
Hold on.
something? Because I don't remember him being this
He's
tall
on
in anything
stilts,
else.
just like
yeah.
Johnny.
Yeah.
But-
Yeah. As far as like all the sex in the movie though, like all the like awkward sex scenes and stuff, those as like horrible as they are to watch, like they work so well in my opinion.
yeah.
Just because like
Agree.
anyone can relate to like a horribly awkward like time of like
Yeah.
trying to get some. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, I don't know. Like that's what I liked about Judge's character because, like, I mean, the beginning he's like pretty much in the motions to like break up with his girl,
Yeah.
and then doesn't want to break up with his girl,
Yeah.
and then she breaks up with
Yeah.
him.
I'm really glad you're still here with me. You know, we have
Yeah.
each other.
Right.
Actually, I was thinking.
yeah.
Yeah, there was a lot of like smart comedy writing I thought too,
Yeah.
just little bits like that. And there was like one little bit that just really made me for some reason laugh is when they're on the date, Rat and I forget the main girl's name.
Stacy.
Stacy.
Mhm.
They actually go on the date and they're at the restaurant and they're in like these massive chairs.
Yeah.
Like they look so tiny. Like I just
Red Velvet.
that was like clearly like a comedy element that they wanted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They look so out of touch or like so not
Mhm.
ready. But yeah,
the intimidating waitress.
Right.
He's
Yeah.
got his wallet. And what.
yeah, that was great.
Olga walks over.
Another Coke?
Yeah, no, actually, the part that made me actually laugh out loud was when Sean Penn's character comes in late and he asks him, you know, why are you tardy? And he just says, well, I just couldn't make it in time or something like that. It's like, it's so good. You know, it's just
Yeah.
something his character would, you know, that was just, that made me laugh because
Comes in,
Yeah.
orders
Yeah.
the pizza.
Yeah.
Trying to learn
this is
about
technically both our times.
world history and have a bite. Like,
Yeah. I actually liked Mr. Hand too. I was like,
Yeah.
I get this guy.
Yeah.
No,
Like,
Yeah.
I feel you, man.
By the end of the movie, like he just goes and like
Yeah.
teaches him a little bit,
Right.
and like he leaves him, and he's like, you can tell he just like gets it.
Yeah.
All right, you got the gist of it.
Yeah,
I
I
get
just,
you.
Yeah, I was like, oh, this guy's actually not that bad.
Yeah. He warmed up to me. I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
But one of the biggest things I got out of this movie was like I had never seen this movie, but I'd seen a lot of John Hughes movies, and I'm pretty sure John Hughes took a lot of inspiration from this kind of movie. Like
Yeah, for sure.
this came out '82. I think most of his movies started coming out like '84 to like 80 the '90s or whatever. And I mean, I was just kind of like The Breakfast Club, Ferris Bueller. They all like have these like teen characters interacting in teen ways, and like you just feel like you relate to them in that time. And
Yeah.
I was like, wow, he must have really like taken note of this movie.
They're just like grounded and I mean grungy and grounded characters, and like
Yeah.
that's what I think makes Breakfast Club so appealing, because you're with this group of misfits and like and like this one I felt like everyone's kind of misfits.
Right.
In this
They're,
one,
you're
you know,
actually
like,
dealing with teen problems.
Right.
Yeah.
Real problems.
Yeah, real
yeah.
teen problem.
for sure.
It's just super relatable.
Yeah.
Which I really
That's
enjoy.
this movie like took a huge turn with like the abortion storyline.
Right.
I was
I
like,
did not
holy
expect
fuck.
that.
I was
Yeah.
I
like,
did not
okay.
expect that.
I didn't-
Wow, cool.
Got real for sure.
I didn't think that. I thought she was lying about being pregnant
Same,
just to
yeah,
get dig into him for fucking him,
Right.
fucking her and leaving, And I thought, this isn't true. But then she actually goes through and has an abortion. I'm like,
Damn.
what the fuck?
Yeah.
Then and that maybe that I think that's like just the sign of the time. Like,
that's-
the
yeah.
unapologetic.
Yeah,
like, rough
I
times or
wonder
whatever.
like how relatable that was in the '80s for
Right.
a woman.
Right.
You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Like,
yeah. I mean,
Although her brother was pretty cool with it. I feel
Right.
like that
Yeah.
should have had more conversation going on. Like,
Yeah.
hey,
Yeah.
what the hell happened? Not just, all right, this will be our secret. You hungry?
Yeah.
yeah, he's just a good brother. You know?
yeah.
But yeah, no, that was definitely a dark turn for what seemed to be a lighthearted movie.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Yeah.
definitely got real.
Although I don't know if I would qualify this as a comedy. I don't
No?
know.
No, yeah. I mean,
I was
uh,
more of a
think
drama.
I think I
Right.
would say comedy.
it's
still.
like comedy. I feel like period piece is like honestly like one of the best ways to put it. 'cause
Period
it's
now,
pop
40
culture,
years later.
Yeah,
period
right,
piece,
yeah.
whatever. Yeah, like
I can see that.
yeah, that's true though.
I guess dramas are the best comedies. I mean,
yeah,
That is
yeah,
true.
that's true.
there's comedy in everything.
Yeah.
yeah, you're right. Yeah.
No, yeah.
Yeah, I just think of like I guess it is kind of drama. It's like comedy with like the iconic like Phoebe Cates scene where she gets out of the pool.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
like, takes-
Yeah.
and then Judge Reinhold's just like jerking off.
Yeah.
Like that's straight comedy,
Yeah.
but it's like super still like
Right.
relatable and dramatic.
Yeah,
I guess like
Yeah. Your boy just lost his girlfriend. He was just trying to relax a little.
Trying to have
anybody
fun.
Yeah,
knock
right.
anymore?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
I did like the intro scene. It just really sets you where
Yeah.
Yeah.
the 80s. You're like
Right.
the
Yeah,
mall.
The mall.
The
The
mall.
mall still
situation,
exists.
right,
the
yeah.
soundtrack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Was that We Got the Beat? I think it started with. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like set me up for Breakfast Club vibes right at the beginning. Was that intro like the mall stuff, because it was like
Yeah.
it was just throwing you in and like
Yep.
you're there with these people and like
Yeah.
bouncing around, meeting all these
Mhm.
characters. Like,
Yeah.
it's good.
it's kind of gross in my opinion that like I've seen Stranger Things like season 3, and it's like they're like replicating like basically this vibe.
Yeah.
And it's like I saw
Yeah.
that first, and now I have to go to
Right.
this, so I'm like don't appreciate it as much. I still try to appreciate it, but like
Yeah.
just kind of weird how
That's-
backwards we have to watch
Most
stuff.
movies and shows nowadays are like trying to pick from that 80s
Right.
vibe. So it's,
Yeah.
it's kind of getting
Agreed.
watered down.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for
Because
sure.
I really like it, but I like the older stuff too, like the 60s and things like that. But like
Mhm.
especially the 80s, because super, the vibrant colors and the
Mhm.
cool outfits and the
Everybody's getting
punk rock
freedom.
and-
right,
Yeah.
yeah. And it's just now it's kind of like, okay, give me something new. All right, 80s was
Yeah.
cool for a bit, but like 3 years, come on, that's a
Yeah.
bit much.
Come on,
Mm.
yeah.
But yeah, I see what you're saying there.
Yeah, and I read that Amy Heckerling was inspired by American Graffiti with this movie.
Oh, yeah.
Have you guys seen American Graffiti?
Mm-mm.
No.
Oh, okay. It's George Lucas, but
Okay.
it's like it's just like a slice of life, like day in the life of, even though this takes place over a year or whatever, but it's like the night on the town with just teens doing teen
Okay.
shit. It's almost like Dazed and Confused took notes from this, you know what I'm saying? Like it
Right.
just feels
Yeah.
I
like
was
you're just
reading-
with
yeah,
people
all that
on
stuff.
in their life,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, for sure.
So it's kind of paved the way in a way, huh?
I think it's like
Yeah,
definitely like
for
one of the
sure.
first teen
Inspirations.
iconic movies.
Right.
Mhm.
Yeah.
that I could think of.
Yeah.
Yeah. I enjoyed it. I think I gave it a 4.
Yeah,
Star.
Yeah, I did
think that's what
too.
I gave it to.
I think I'm gonna
Um,
rate it higher now that we've talked about
Yeah.
it.
Well,
I don't know.
I don't
'cause
wanna
was just
sway
like,
you.
whoa.
I know, right?
I
It's
was
hard.
swayed.
Yeah.
But it's still not. I don't think I'll ever. Well,
Rewatch it.
It's hard
Oh.
because, like, I don't know, like, I feel like you want to give good movies credit, like, for,
Right.
you know,
Yeah.
Yeah,
For
that's-
being
for getting
classics.
there. Yeah, like,
Right.
making it.
They
yeah.
set the standard,
Right.
Yeah.
So you have to like appreciate that.
exactly.
Yeah.
you feel obligated to, be like, this is a good movie, but in reality, is it?
You're
is
like,
it? But I mean, I
"Ugh."
really liked it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Genuinely, I thought it was relatable. I think the characters and all that stuff was
Mhm.
relatable. I mean, it's nothing like Under the Silver Lake that really makes you scratch your head or whatever the shit. But
That's a
you know,
puzzler.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
just you sit
It's
down,
an
you have a good
easygoing
time.
movie.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
it's
just
true.
sit down, turn off your
Yeah.
brain a little bit,
Have a
just
good
enjoy.
watch.
I thought the directing, what I could like pick up from it, it was actually pretty dynamic. I thought like
Yeah.
they would do like they'd start with like a character, move through like a room, and like get
Right.
out, and
Mm-hmm.
like pretty good for the
Yeah.
time, I think. But-
Yeah.
Definitely. I loved the whole. I don't know, just like a scene that popped out. It was like after Sean Penn's character crashes Forrest Whitaker's car,
Yeah.
and then it goes to the
Yeah.
football game
Yeah.
and just crushes people.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
My dad's got a toolbox. I could fix this.
I can fix it.
Oh man! Actually, when Sean Penn's character, when they go into the restaurant and he first started speaking, I was like, "That's kind of annoying." But his whole speaking kind of grew on me after he walked into class and he was like, "Oh, I just couldn't make it on time." You know what? I like this guy.
I love how, I love how like this was just like this kid's been stoned since third grade.
Yeah, I feel like Sean Penn definitely goes all in
Right.
on
Yeah,
playing him, too.
absolutely.
Sells it. Yeah.
And
It's
like
good.
what I really liked in the relatable aspect was after he kicked him out of class, he's like, "Yo, you're a dick." And then afterwards, he's like, "I heard he pulled a knife on him." He's
Yeah.
like, "No, he just
Knife
called him a
on a
dick."
dick.
It's like, yeah, that is high school. People just say shit and it just blows up.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah. Like for me that in one of my high school situations, some kid got a spork and started stabbing another kid for a fight for $5 or something like that. And
Justified.
yeah, right.
Yeah.
And everyone was playing it off like it was horrible. And it's like the dude had a scratch on his cheek. It's like it was a plastic spork. It wasn't
I think
that
it came
bad.
out all right.
Yeah. The most interesting part was like he was carrying a bunch of weed on him and just started falling out of his pants, and everyone's like, all his friends just run in, grab the
Free
weed,
weed. Grab
take
some
off.
weed.
Yeah.
Worth
know.
it.
Watching out
Thanks,
for your
man,
boys.
thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, that part I liked. He's like, I heard he pulled a knife on him. No, you just called him a dick.
It's like that game Telephone, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Down through the grapevine,
Yeah.
it's something completely different. Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of reminded me of like with Stacy and Linda, I believe her name is. I thought it was funny how like Stacy starts as like the inexperienced one,
Right.
and Linda's like got a college boyfriend. She says at least
fiance.
because you never see him.
Right.
And like slowly over the course of the movie, you kind of realize that like Linda doesn't really know what she's talking about,
Right.
and Stacy does. Like,
Yeah.
that's just kind of funny how that like tracks that way.
Like, how long does he last?
Yeah.
Like 15 minutes? Yeah. Hours. Like, you're full of shit.
Right.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty clever.
How wasted was he?
It's that good like work talk too, like talking. Yeah, I mean they're working in the bombs, just having those combos.
Yeah,
casually.
talking
and
about like
stuff that.
blowjobs and
Yeah.
Practicing in the middle of the
Yeah,
cafeteria.
the people just watching.
With
Yeah,
carrots.
the table clapping.
Yeah,
at the
that was
end of it.
That scene actually made me cringe a little because I'm like, why are you practicing in the
Yeah,
cafeteria?
right, so-
Take the carrots in the bathroom. Have some decency.
Something. Yeah.
But, yeah. A good pick.
Yeah, I thought it was like a good one to start on, and I mean it was funny, is like because I like whittled it down from like the 50 in the bag to like my top 10 to my
Yeah.
top 6, and then the 3 out of the top 6.
Right, yeah.
It was like Fast Times, The Manchurian Candidate, and then The New Predator, just because I hadn't seen the new one.
Yeah.
So like I could have seen all those, like throwing back, doing another kind of like slog with Manchurian Candidate, or something light with Fast
Yeah.
Times, or something
Right.
fun with
Those are good
Predator.
ones.
You know,
Right.
like,
Yeah, something just bloody.
yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually liked this movie more than I expected I would.
I agree, yeah.
I kind of thought I would be like, just, oh, that's a good old movie. It set the standard, but I think it
Yeah.
had a lot more personality.
It's
than
hard to
I thought.
gauge
agree.
sometimes with those classics, because it's
Right.
like what people back then have
Right.
to say about it. How has it aged well? and
Right.
What do people get out of it now still? And like
Yeah.
I think you still get a lot out of it now. Like,
Yeah.
definitely.
Yeah.
No, I agree. And like when I was watching it with Sarah, my wife, and she was like, "This looks like something I would watch, and you wouldn't." I'm like, yeah, this bring you back to One Tree Hill or what?
Oh, man.
That's where it all started.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right. I was like,
Everyone
you're
should.
probably right, but I actually really enjoyed it. And
Yeah.
it turned out where I was like, I can relate a little bit with every character,
Yeah.
and it's just, it brought me back to. I mean, I'm not that old, but like high school times, you know. It was just,
Little
it was fun.
Nostalgia, little.
Yeah.
So did you just like immediately not relate to it, Patricia? Or just,
It was just, I don't know, it just feels weird because when I was in high school in the Philippines, sex was like super taboo.
yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
like, It was almost kind of like, oh my God. Like, I'm used to, like, this sounds so weird, but I'm used to, like, you know, nudity, you know,
Yeah.
whatever. But this was just, like, I think in my head, I was like, they're supposed to be in high school.
Right.
And then
They're
they're
so young.
naked. And I'm like, oh my God, what is happening?
That's
Yeah.
actually, Sarah said, she was like, are they actually 15? I hope they're
Yeah.
not.
That's what I was like, is she? Because
Yeah.
I don't know what it was like back then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
I think
Yeah.
she was like 17 or 18.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The main Stacy.
Oh,
Yeah.
in that case, by all means, get naked.
That's fine.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But like hearing you guys talk about it, I was like, I appreciate it more.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But I
Like,
can see
even
where
though
you're
I
coming
can't
from.
relate,
You know,
yeah.
it being a little, you know,
It's kind
Out
of
of the norm.
off-putting to
Yeah.
watch
I
it
mean,
nowadays.
it's
but-
definitely like unapologetic in that
Right.
way,
Yeah.
for sure. Like,
Mhm.
it's
and,
just
and the
like
big thing is it's like relatable or
Yeah.
can be relatable.
Yeah.
So I can see how it didn't land.
sexual
Yeah.
frustrations or
Right.
relationship
Right.
frustrations
Yeah.
or whatever, you know. Like,
You know, you have to
we-
have a relationship to define yourself or
Yeah.
something like that,
Yeah.
right?
for
Yeah.
sure. Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of liked how it began and ended in the same place too, like in the mall.
Mhm.
It like
Yeah.
felt like it ended in the same spot but different, you know,
Right.
like
Came
with
around.
them looking across each
Yeah.
other.
But
Like,
people were at different places.
Yeah.
finding
Yeah.
themselves.
Than
like,
where
Like
they
life still
started.
goes on. Kind
Right,
of thing.
just
right.
1 year
Yeah.
passed now.
Mhm.
Like,
Yeah.
I thought that was
Yeah.
nice.
Nice,
fun.
poignant,
Yeah.
kind of.
Yeah. That one I would probably watch again.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. That one's just a
That's
fun
another one
movie.
too. Like I think it's right there with In Bruges where you could just recommend it.
Right.
Right.
Watch to
Yeah,
mostly
absolutely.
anybody and be like, dude, you'll have
Yeah.
fun, okay time with it. Like
Yeah.
it'll be a good watch. Like,
Although
be glad you watched it.
my recommendations that I recommend to people usually fall pretty flat, so
Really?
I think I'm just hanging with the wrong crowd
That's
or something.
yeah.
Yeah, I get a lot of flack for my recommendations. So,
Yeah.
but I think like you said, In Bruges and actually I recommended In Bruges and they didn't like it. So
Really?
Wow. They just
Yeah.
don't have good taste.
No
Right,
taste.
Exactly.
right, yeah. But I think Fast Times is one of those ones where you can definitely just like, hey, watch this.
Throw
You
it
know, it's a
on
fun
it.
movie.
Yeah,
Yeah.
anybody would really
Yeah.
You'll get something
enjoy
out
it.
of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think out of these three, my favorite was probably In Bruges.
Same.
I
I
agree.
think so too.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think yeah.
It's just that was right up my alley in terms of
Mhm.
the
Yeah.
writing,
Mhm.
the quirkiness, the raw, gritty, dirty,
Yeah.
dark humor, and I
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
that's up my alley. I like it.
Yeah.
perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good to watch.
All right. Well, you guys just want to like keep talking about what we've been watching, or you?
Yeah. I mean.
Sure.
Yeah.
What you guys been
Yeah.
like,
what you guys been? Anything else like jumping out that's not in the chest or whatever? Or?
show wise or just movie wise? Maybe something that you like tossed on or like.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just finished Narcos, both series on those.
Really?
I love those.
Was it?
I'm a big fan of like true crime for the most
Right,
part.
yeah.
and-
Especially drugs.
Yeah, right. Yeah, yeah. But it was cool. It was like a lot of corruption, drug trade,
Yeah.
stuff like
I've
that.
only seen the first season of Narcos. I
Yeah.
haven't picked up the rest yet.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
Not gonna lie, the one that follows mostly Escobar, Pablo
Yeah.
Escobar, it drags like halfway through. I would say
yeah, I
because
agree. You can only say so much.
yeah,
Right.
you can only say so much. And I mean, I don't know if it stays true to the story, but like he drug out his arrest and shit like that. Like,
Yeah.
He built his own fucking prison and shit,
Right.
like, hiding
Play-
in the jungle
playing
and shit.
tennis
Like,
and-
yeah, seriously. So it's like all right, man. Like just get make it a little more punchy. Come on, let me get through
Right.
it and
Get to the
get
plot
to the
points.
yeah, because eventually he just gets like,
Yeah.
offed, you know.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
but like in the Mexico, like Narcos Mexico, it's got Diego Luna in it and Michael Pena is like two of the main leads in it. And
Yeah.
Mhm.
it's just much more structurally sound as a series.
Yeah.
I think like
Okay.
follows very well on like an organizational level of like who's where, like running what,
Crime.
like how information passes through lines,
Yeah.
what bureaucracy does, and like interrupts
cool,
stuff.
yeah.
And like
Mhm.
yeah, I thought it was like just a little bit more well-rounded, a little more well put together than
Mhm.
No, that's
the
cool.
series.
Yeah.
But that's mostly what I've been watching
Yeah.
recently. That and My Hero Academia.
Yeah, I haven't picked up the 5th season in a while because I'm just gonna let them build up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I watched
Yeah.
up it. It's some good stuff.
Yeah.
Some crazy
You guys
shit
watch
out
My
there.
Hero?
I watched one season over the summer because my friends made me. I'm
Yeah.
not one for anime.
Yeah,
I guess
forced
fair.
me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Although I did watch Invincible and I thought that was badass.
That's
Yeah, I
fun.
like
Yeah,
I like
that one's just fun. Like, but the thing for me is I want why can't I think of his name?
J.K. Simmons.
Yeah, I want what is
Steven-
Omni Man.
Oh,
I want Omni Man to be the winner of everything here because I love that guy. He's a badass.
Nah,
Like
it's gonna
slapping
be
the shit out of his
Invincible.
son. Like
Invincible's
hell
gonna
yeah.
have to end him, right?
Yeah, have to, but like, come on.
Stand up, do something. Well, I don't know though, because like the way the
Maybe
season
they'll
ended.
Come
Right.
to an understanding or something.
Right. Right. Some kind
I
of
hope
meaning.
not because I think J.K. Simmons' character is just I don't know. I really liked him how he goes
Yeah.
in and just fucks
Brutal.
up
He makes
everybody.
that perfect bad guy kind of,
Right?
you know, like.
Yeah.
But
it's
I thought it was a cool
necessary.
spin because like all these superheroes like Superman, you know, he's an alien and he comes to Earth, and like
Yeah.
Omni Man does the same thing, but his thing was this is my planet now.
Right,
I'm gonna
right.
be the god of this
kind
planet.
of commissioning it.
He's
Like,
not a
yeah.
superhero, but everyone sees him as a superhero. So he's like an alien invasion
Yeah.
superhero style.
What is this
on
called?
an ideological
Invincible.
level. It's
Invincible.
crazy.
Okay.
Yeah, it's on Prime. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, is it?
Got
Just
Stephen
like
Yeun in
8
it.
episodes, I think.
It's got a
Yeah.
big voice cast in it, honestly.
It
Steven
does.
Yeun's
Really?
the main guy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's
Really?
invincible.
Yeah.
There's a lot.
J.K.
It's got
Simmons
Gillian
is his
Jacobs.
dad.
Yeah.
Um,
I want to say John Hamm's in it as a few people.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's in
Somebody
it a little
and-
bit.
The guy with the teeth.
Walton Goggins
Okay.
is in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, he plays the guy with the fucked up face. with
Yeah,
teeth.
the like government head or
Yeah.
whatever.
Oh,
Which I really like that guy too a lot.
Not Caesar, but it's something like that. It's
Yeah.
like,
I think it is Caesar.
is it Caesar?
I think so.
Might be. I couldn't. It was like Caesar or
I can't remember.
Cypher or
Yeah.
something. like
There's a
Yeah.
lot of fun stuff going on in that show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I enjoyed that.
Seth Rogen
Feels,
as the Mars
yeah,
dude.
yeah.
That's great.
The Martian Man. Or
Definitely
whatever.
feels like more Saturday morning cartoonish than
Yeah.
Yeah.
like other type of
With
animes.
the first episode, I thought it dragged. I almost turned it off, and then
Then
it
that
ended,
end happened.
and I was
Yeah.
like,
Yeah, it
Okay.
becomes an
Yeah.
entirely different show.
all
at
the
end of
blood,
first
all the
episode.
blood. I
How
was
many
like,
seasons are there?
Just one right
Just
now.
one? Okay.
So
I
10
can catch
episodes
up.
or something
Okay.
like
Yeah,
that?
it's a
Uh,
comic book.
It's
Yeah,
super quick. I
based
watched
on
it in 2
comic
days.
Okay.
It's,
Yeah.
based off Robert Kirkman, who did like Walking Dead and stuff
Yeah.
like
Oh,
that.
okay.
And, like,
Which
his
far better
comics,
than
his graphic
Walking
novels
Dead.
or whatever.
Yeah, Walking
Yeah.
Dead was good.
was good. Season 4. That was the last.
I used to love.
Is that like right
Walking
when they got to
Dead.
the prison season?
I
4?
think that
That's
was
when
the
they left.
end
After
when the
the
governor
house.
died.
The
Yeah,
farm. Yeah. Yeah.
That's
okay.
when it ended for me, and I was like,
Yeah.
"Yep, I'm done."
season
Yeah.
5 was still good in my opinion,
Yeah.
and then that was
I don't think I've watched all of season 5.
yeah.
My roommates watched it, so I watched bits and pieces, but I checked out. I don't know. It got bad.
I think
Yeah.
the network was just getting its fingers in
Money,
there,
money, money, money,
milking
money,
it
money.
for all they could get out of it.
Yeah.
Kicking a dead horse.
loves Daryl.
Right? Yeah. Daryl, the guy who has his hair in his face. Yeah. Well, take a shower, you
Yeah.
fucking hippie.
Get a shower.
Seriously, stop grunting and just give me dialogue.
Get some sleeves, dude. You're not cool.
You're in an apocalypse where people bite your arms and you have
Get
no
some
sleeves. I actually just pulled the trigger on Apple Plus.
Oh.
Finally did it. Yeah, but I watched Ted Lasso. That was one of the ones I really wanted to watch.
That's
I
on
do
my
wanna watch
list.
that, yeah.
So good. It's
Is it?
like one of the smartest comedies I've watched in a long
Oh,
time,
God.
personally.
Did you check out the McEllenry's show?
That's what I'm gonna go next.
That's the
Mythic
one
Quest.
I want Apple Plus for.
Yeah, I'm gonna start that one next. It's got Danny Pudi in it from Community too. So
Really?
Yeah.
I have
Yeah.
free Apple, whatever.
for
Really?
a year.
Yeah.
Dude, do it. Yeah.
So I'm gonna.
That's
should.
it. Like just reached like critical mass for me to be like, all right, I'll do it.
Yeah.
You know, like
Enough
I-
good stuff being
Yeah.
put
Yeah,
on.
right.
Yeah.
Whatever.
yeah. But
It's-
Ted Lasso, Jason Sudeikis is such a wholesome like
I love that guy.
protagonist, and it's so funny, so well done. It's probably one of the guys who made Scrubs, so like he's just like a really smart comedy writer.
Okay.
And, yeah, it's about an American football player who goes to coach England football, like, and just how out of place he is, but like he's just so like wholesome. He like won't let it affect him.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
but there's good drama moments. There's good other stuff in it, and just straight up hilarious moments. So
Heck yeah.
yeah, I would recommend it. Season 2 comes out in the summer, I think.
Yeah, I saw that was coming out soon.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm thinking about getting it just because I have every other fucking streaming. That's
Yeah.
that's what's kind of nice though, having it all. Like, we share it with like our family, so like on the Prime we have all the streaming like Showtime, Stars, all that
Right.
stuff. So
Right.
it's nice to have just go on Amazon Prime, type in a movie, and
And
look,
it's just
Yeah,
there.
Yeah, it's there.
Mhm.
Yeah.
so I might as well just tack Apple Plus onto
Yeah,
this.
might as well.
Yeah.
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 Prime low key has been like my favorite streaming service the
Yeah.
last few months.
Yeah.
Honestly, yeah, I
feel
think
like-
Prime and HBO for me.
Yeah,
to be
HBO's got
honest.
some
HBO.
good stuff
Yeah.
on it.
HBO's got so much old
Right.
classic stuff.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
crazy.
I actually just started watching Eyes Wide Shut.
Oh
That,
yeah,
Yeah.
that one.
Kubrick. Right?
Yeah,
You like
his
him?
unfinished film or whatever.
The one that got him killed.
Yeah, right.
Just kidding.
Yeah. No, I like it so far. It's definitely
Weird.
yeah, it's interesting to see. For me, Tom Cruise, I see Tom Cruise, I see Ethan Hunt. So, I see Ethan
Yeah,
Hunt
Mission
or
Impossible, baby.
Yeah.
Jack Reacher, some
Mhm.
Yeah.
badass who's just kicking ass. And then this one
like
is with his wife at the
Emotionally
time.
grounded
Yeah.
drama.
Right.
Yeah.
A lot of sex, all that stuff, the emotional things of like, oh, we've been in this marriage so long, or maybe we're
Yeah.
both sexually
Now we
frustrated.
gotta spice it up
Right.
Mm.
by doing some weird sex parties.
Yeah. So I'm working my way through that one. I stopped watching it because I got tired. But yeah,
Yeah.
that one.
I've only seen a few Kubrick movies, but I don't know. Maybe I need to see more. But like
I've not seen it.
his style is
Same.
not
Mm-mm.
exactly my style.
Wait, maybe?
And I'm I'll probably get a bunch of hate from that, but
I agree. I The Shining, one of my least favorite movies.
Really? It was
Well,
good, I guess.
For me, it was because I read the book, and that's my favorite book.
Oh.
And then
that'll
he
be
couldn't even get the fucking room number right.
How fucking hard is it?
And then the hedge maze. No, it's hedge animals. That was like the scariest part for me in the book, and I'm like,
Yeah.
where's the hedge animals? No, it's a fucking hedge maze.
They don't have the budget for that shit, dude.
That
Let's put up the maze.
But I mean, there are shining moments in The Shining, but I just didn't like
I've
it.
seen that, and I've seen A Clockwork Orange, and
I
I like
haven't
The
seen that
Clockwork
one yet,
Orange, but it's also just like maybe it's just in the pacing for me, but it's
Yeah.
something weird about his
Maybe.
style.
I can see that.
Clockwork
Yeah.
Orange and 2001 Space Odyssey were like the two. I haven't seen either of them, but they're like the two I'm most excited for.
Yeah,
out of his.
2001 has been a long time coming for me to
Yeah.
watch.
Yeah,
so.
same. I actually almost watched it, but instead I turned on Eyes Wide Shut.
Yeah.
Tough call.
I watched AI like a long time ago.
Yeah.
and I just remember being.
I like AI.
Like, yeah, it's like
Yeah.
a trip.
That
It's
movie's
kind of a
fucking
trip
nuts.
too, but
Yeah.
like, yeah, it's cool. Like I remember enjoying it.
Yeah,
for
that's half
being
Kubrick,
kinda
half
kooky.
Spielberg. Too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
kinda an interesting
it's like a
combo.
split vision, but it kind of came
Mhm.
together in a cool way. I feel
Yeah.
like I just remember the end being nuts. Like the
Yeah, it jumps like
spaceship
thousands
or
of years.
whatever.
I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure at the end.
yeah, it's crazy.
I've never seen this one.
Really?
Yeah.
It's
pretty
it's a
good.
trip.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's weird. It's cool though.
Called AI.
Yeah, artificial intelligence.
It's like the
yeah.
first like boy who's in real boy. It has a lot of with like Pinocchio in it about if he's real
Okay.
or not.
Who's in it?
The kid is Haley Joel Osment.
Yeah.
Really?
Oh.
Classic kid.
Young kid.
Before he
back when
fell
young.
off, you know,
Yeah.
became a
I like
disgrace.
what he's doing nowadays acting though. He's just
he was
like
on
a
Silicon
fat-
Valley, and I
Yeah.
really liked him
He's on The
that,
Boys.
actually.
Like he's
yeah.
just doing randy ass
Yeah.
shit now. But him, it's got Paul Bettany. Paul Bettany?
Really?
No, not Paul. Sorry.
Oh.
I'm sorry,
Got
guys.
me
I'm sorry.
I got
excited.
excited.
It's Jude Law. It's Jude Law,
Jude Law's
guys.
the dad, yeah.
Jude Law. I know it's
It's
not as
okay,
good,
yeah.
but
Okay,
It's okay,
He's
that's
okay.
okay.
He was hot when he was young.
Yeah.
well, he's young, and he's a
okay.
he's a prostitute robot in it.
Sign me up.
There you go.
Okay.
That's all you need. Yeah.
Nice.
How
about you?
Yeah, what you been watching?
I've been watching Happy Endings.
Dude,
yeah.
I love that show.
Oh my god. I think
Never
I'm
heard of
on
this show.
season 3. You've heard? Have
No,
you?
I've never heard of this show.
It's okay. I might get a lot of hate, but I think it's a lot better than Friends.
Oh
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think I
100%.
don't know. Friends is just.
I don't
eh.
really
Okay, yeah,
fire
this
alert.
might-
I don't really care for.
might be the
Friends,
wrong
honestly.
I was
guy
gonna
to
say I
yeah.
used to like it, but then I
You
keep
guys are-
watching and I'm like,
It's kind of. I don't know.
you guys
Yeah.
serious? You think it's better than Friends?
I've
I
not
think
seen
so.
it. I know of it.
It's
and
very.
so. Like,
it's
the
much
writing,
smarter than Friends.
It's a lot quicker. It's a lot. The characters are more lovable. I feel
Yeah,
like
No
more.
way.
Relatable.
For me, I can't believe that.
Yeah.
Friends. I've been with Friends since I was
You
in
don't
8th
like
grade,
Ross?
and I've
Freaking
been
hate
watching
Ross.
it like
Oh my
twice a
gosh.
year since 8th grade.
Yeah.
So.
I mean,
You
it's
know,
got, it's
I
just
just-
it's all nostalgia then for you. You know,
Mhm.
I love
Yeah,
it.
Alex.
Like watching that reunion. Oh,
Is that,
Well, that one
did
just
it for
made
you?
me
I
like.
thought that was cool.
it
Yeah,
made me
I like the
sad. I was like,
reunion.
oh.
But it
I
was
love these
kind of
guys.
random though. That I don't know, like the random weird stuff in the reunion.
I didn't even watch
Like
it,
freaking
so.
Justin Bieber
Yeah, that was a little
was
strange.
in it.
Yeah.
But for me, it was more like you said, nostalgia. I just
Yeah.
I don't know. I
Seeing
love
them
Friends.
back together again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Off each other or whatever.
They have a
Mhm.
special place in my heart. But anyway,
I
happy
got
ending.
you. But yeah. But I really love it. I
Yeah.
don't know, like in Friends, I think it's because of Ross Geller. I freaking hate him.
What?
It's the show
I just
for you.
I cannot
Kidding
get
me?
past him and Rachel. But like
Yeah.
you know, in Happy
Dang.
Endings, they have the whole "will they, won't they"
Yeah.
kind of thing.
It's
But
so much more well done.
so yeah,
In the first episode, the girl leaves the guy at the altar, and then she
Really?
like comes back to him a week later,
Mhm.
and that's where basically the show
Is
Yeah.
it
starts.
streaming
Like,
on something?
Netflix.
Netflix?
Yeah,
Happy endings, huh?
and it's just so
I'm
funny.
gonna watch
Very
it and I'm gonna defend
I
the shit out of
actually laugh
Friends.
out loud.
100%, yeah.
Really?
The acting in it is top notch, like
Yeah.
comedy acting.
Alicia Cuthbert. Like
Oh,
I
Eliza
never
Cousteau?
something like that.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
got
I
you.
never expected her to be like
So funny.
so funny.
Yeah.
Because I just remember her as like this, just the girl in every like movie that's
Yeah.
like supposed to be sexy and whatever.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what the hell? She's so funny.
She's definitely in like a kooky
Yeah.
role in that one
Mhm.
for sure.
I'm gonna
That mo-
check this out.
That show reminds me of like New Girl
Yeah.
meets Community, kind of.
Mhm.
It's like it's got
Okay.
that like crisp New Girl-y like sitcom feel, but it has like witty Community-esque writing
Yeah.
almost sometimes.
Yeah, the
It's worth it.
Community pre the bad
Pre
stuff.
5 seasons.
Yeah.
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 I like the Community all the way through. Obviously, the
I-
6th season's not up to par.
Yeah.
I have
but-
not. I tried to finish it, but once what's his nuts left,
Dan
that
Harmon.
you could just tell it's just
Yeah.
not as smart.
Yeah.
Because I really enjoyed those first few seasons, and I'm
Mhm.
like, this is good.
That's
you know,
like
this is quite
magical
funny.
television. Those first
Right.
few seasons.
It was so good, and then that one season happened, and it
Yeah,
just
it definitely is not as good, and from that point on, there's not as much life in it.
Yeah.
But-
I
It's kind of
noticed that
sad
even
for
the
me.
characters
Yeah.
all just feel I
Yeah.
don't know,
Yeah.
distant from who they were. I
100%.
don't
And
know.
the fifth season, they're all like depressed.
Yeah.
Like Dan
Yeah.
Harmon was probably.
Right.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite shows, just because of the place it held in my heart when I
Yeah.
watched it. But
It's-
I can understand.
It's
that.
good. It's just that I haven't finished it just because
That's fair.
it rubbed me wrong when it just. I feel like it did every character dirty. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The ending is good.
Yeah.
It's definitely not like an ending that you'd be like, that's the deserved ending.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, but like
Yeah.
they nail it enough where I'm like, nice. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They did what they could with what they.
They
Yeah,
got so
right.
fucked with like Donald Glover leaving and
Yeah.
like then
That's another
slowly
thing I
other
didn't wanna
people,
get
Pierce
to.
leaving and
I didn't want Donald Glover to leave.
he
because-
is the best part of that show.
Right?
He is.
It's so
He-
good.
Him in
Makes me
conjunction
laugh
with
so
Abed.
hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were the
that's
heart
two
of
who
the
made
show,
it.
and it's
Honestly,
yeah.
and that's partially also why I stopped because I knew he was leaving soon, and I'm just like, I can't see
Is
him
it worth
go.
it?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't know. It was just, yeah, but happy endings. I'm gonna check that out now.
Well, I mean,
Definitely worth
it
Coming
got
after
canceled.
friends like
I
that.
think it's
But-
only like 3 seasons.
Oh, really?
maybe.
That's why I stopped
Easy.
watching it for now because I don't want it to end yet. I'm so sad.
I want some more.
Man,
That's a show that a lot of people, like the fans, are. It's like one of
Mhm.
those crying out shows. Like,
Mm.
bring it back, bring it
Yeah.
back. That's one that people
Yeah.
really.
oh,
like
so
to
like
In
watch.
50 years, I'll be like,
Brooklyn
"What?
Nine-Nine.
Where
or-
is it? Give it to me. Where's the reunion? They're all 60 and like in canes, but I'm like, yeah, give it to me.
Happy
Is it an
ending.
older show?
It's probably like
Two-
5
yeah.
years, maybe even less. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
And just like the name of that show makes me like appreciate it. Like happy endings. It's clearly like that's like an innuendo for
Right.
like it's like comedy, sex, blah,
Mhm.
blah, blah, relationships. But like in every sitcom show, like by the end of the half hour, you need to have the happy ending. And like it just is like the person who put the thought into that show and the premise was like smart. I think. You know,
Mhm.
like,
That's true.
Yeah.
Not as smart as friends, but you know.
that's true.
It's weird. Like,
Friends
the
is pretty
most concerns I've heard of
All
or
encompassing.
complaints I've heard about Friends are about Ross and Rachel. Just because
Really?
it's like, yeah.
They don't really bother me because I
Really?
love
That's
Chandler.
the heart
Yeah.
of the show, dude.
Chandler, Monica,
Chandler is like
Joey.
my-
I
mhm.
mean, my kid's named after Chandler. shit.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I like
Oh.
I like Chandler and Joey and Phoebe
Mhm.
and all that.
Yeah.
Like,
Phoebe's
great.
awesome.
She
Love
is.
Phoebe.
Yeah.
I mean, I have an unpopular opinion about. I think Phoebe's the most attractive of the women in the show, and everyone's like, "You're wrong." I'm like, no,
said
it's
that?
her
That's your
personality, everything.
Yeah.
Gosh,
Yeah.
You don't like Rachel then, or what?
nah, she's okay. I mean, it's just Jennifer Aniston.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, I've seen her enough.
That's fair. And she hasn't changed.
Right?
like-
Yeah.
Seriously.
Well preserved.
That's another one on Apple I want to watch is The Morning Show.
Yeah,
I heard
yeah.
it's really
Mhm.
good.
With
so.
Reese Witherspoon,
Yeah,
right?
her, Jennifer
Steve Carell.
Aniston, Steve Carell,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
A few other people too. I think.
Yeah.
Like Billy Crudup maybe.
It's on my
Seems
list
like a
too.
pretty good time. Yeah.
I have something to confess. I've been watching a lot of reality TV.
Oh, yeah?
Too Hot to Handle's back.
Stop. What is too?
I
Hot
need to start
Handle?
So these people go on this island and they think they're gonna have a good time, have lots of sex. It's people who, this season especially, describe themselves as a pair of open legs. So they're really
Wow.
horned up,
Awesome.
and
How do you find these people?
right, and to Tinder. So they get these horned up people and they send them on this island, and then they get them all extra horned up at these parties. And all
Liquor
this
'em up.
stuff, right? And then at the end of the first night,
Push them together.
Alana comes out and she's like, "Is it Alana or just Lana?" She
It
comes
doesn't
out
matter.
and she's like, "Yeah, by the way, no heavy petting, no kissing, no nothing,
Mm-hmm.
and you guys will win $100,000.
What?
If you do kiss, or if you do heavy pet, if you do any sexual acts, you lose money, depending on how severe the sexual act is."
How? I'm assuming like halfway through they're like, okay, now we bring out the dildos. Or like, what's
Yeah,
like?
so they
what's
they
the
try to give
motivation?
them like these tasks where it's like
Yeah.
bringing them closer emotionally before they hit that sexual stuff. But of
Ah.
course, I think season 2 is better than season 1 because the prize fund is so low for these people who are going on it. So they're just like, fuck it, they can't even, no self pleasure or anything. So this guy,
Yeah.
there's a part where he's like, yeah, I gotta wank one out, and they're like, all right, man, we'll watch the door. And he goes in there and it's just $2,000. He loses $2,000. So they're like, it was an investment. Now I won't, I won't be
Yeah,
as
Wink was
horny
worth
for
it.
the next couple of minutes.
How long is this taking place over?
It's was it 2 weeks?
2
3
weeks of no
2
sex?
weeks?
Damn.
3 weeks, yeah.
It's
So
a little more of a challenge, I guess.
yeah,
but-
so these guys have some extreme blue balls, but the guy who
Damn.
just winked one off, he was like, "Oh, my balls are hurting." They're like, "All our balls are hurting. We're not jerking off."
Dude, I feel like I could totally win that show.
See?
Just like sit in the
agree.
corner.
You just sit
Right?
there
Read a
and just
book.
read a book.
Yeah, seriously, no shit. Like,
And they're on a beach. Like, just go sit in the sand.
dude, yeah, you're on,
Yeah.
yeah,
you don't
got
have
some
to
nice-
like grind on each other.
Like,
and-
jeez.
Right.
But I mean,
Ugh, I would hate to see the behind the scenes of that show where it's
Right.
like, you want to fuck her over there. Like the
Yeah.
producers are like egging them on and shit,
Oh,
you know?
God.
Like,
that's probably my favorite reality show, just because
Yeah.
it's like I don't know, it's just fun listening because they're like Australian English, so
a bunch of
just
different
listening to
people.
their like naughty possum or naughty sausages.
that's
and
kind of funny.
I don't know, I like that one. And The Circle, that's a social media one. That one,
Oh yeah,
I
that
saw that one. I haven't watched it. but-
it's okay. I mean, I don't think it's I think it's people like it more just because I guess it's more relatable with the social media. For me,
Mhm.
it's not. I don't get on social media. I have
Yeah,
Snapchat. That's considered it, but that's why maybe it doesn't land with me. But that one's fun too.
Yeah,
I like
it is.
drama.
Yeah.
yeah.
I dig it. so.
Yeah.
That's what I like
Only,
with Too Hot to Handle. Is it's just
yeah,
all kinds of
stupid drama.
horned up.
Only reality show I actually enjoy and I've been watching is Lego Masters. I don't know if you
Yeah.
guys ever play with
Yes.
Lego or whatever, but
My little brother watches it and I watch it with
really,
him.
I
Yeah,
fucking love that
it's
show.
so
dude.
Really?
cool. It's so
That's a
good.
reality show.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it's like any other reality show.
Oh,
It's like where you
is
like
that
have to make
With
something.
the
Will
one-
Arnett?
Yeah,
Yep,
yeah,
yeah.
that
Oh,
guy.
He's pretty
Oh,
funny as a
shit.
host too.
Yeah.
They have some
Cool.
good bits.
Yeah.
But just the creations they make are
Mhm.
insane.
Crazy,
And, like
yeah.
it's so cool to
Some
see
wild
that
stuff.
shit.
Yeah.
They go through like tests and stuff
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah, they have like challenges. Like one on this season was like you have to build a tower 4 feet tall, and then it's gonna be on like an earthquake simulator. So
Really?
whoever lasts the longest and like
Is
stuff
this
like
on
that.
the
something?
sturdiest thing.
Hulu.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Hulu.
Yep.
Yeah.
Hot
Yeah.
dog.
Yeah,
that's
it's definitely one of the
All right.
reality shows I've been watching.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get on reality kicks at least once a year. So
Yeah, same.
I got you.
yeah, it's just
I always watch
something about
the
'em.
first few seasons of Keeping Up with the Kardashians.
Yeah, I haven't
Just
watched.
rewatching
yeah.
them?
I just rewatch. It's
Wow.
my comfort TV show.
Just to relive that magic.
Exactly. When Chris is like, "Would you stop taking pictures of yourself? Your sister's going to jail." I cry laughing every time.
Yeah.
But that's it. I haven't watched like the recent seasons.
Yeah.
But like I just like the old.
Yeah.
When they actually look.
You watch The Bachelor or Bachelorette or anything like that?
No.
That one.
I feel like everyone's eating that shit up these days.
I think it's going downhill. I mean, Chris Harrison left. May he rest
yeah,
in
he
peace.
did.
That
He's
really
dead?
pisses me off.
Not yet.
Oh, he's
Yeah,
still
no, he
alive?
just left because he said some shit.
Yeah, I've
Yeah.
heard. Yeah.
Yeah. Unlucky. I don't know. He was the life of the show for me. I love Chris Harrison. He's
When
like
the
a
life
dad.
of the show is the host, that's a problem.
It's yeah.
That is true. I hate everybody who's on the show except for when In Paradise. I love In Paradise because it's like it's not just one girl courting like 50 guys. It's everybody like tries to get a partner. So
Mhm.
for me, In Paradise is my favorite. I watch The Bachelorette because Sarah likes it and I like to make fun of the people. So it's just fun.
That's the only way to watch it.
Right,
I mean,
you
you
know.
can't
really.
actually take that show seriously.
Right,
Right,
exactly.
No,
Right.
Like and like there's podcasts out there where these people take it seriously and like
Yeah.
analyze them. Like
Right.
nothing to analyze here.
What the hell?
Can you
This
believe
is
what
50
Alicia did
guys going
yesterday?
after one girl.
Yeah.
Like honestly, and they're like, I think I love her. Like it's episode 1. You just stepped out of the car. You're like, oh, I feel these feelings. It's magical.
I'm trying to win here, dude.
Trying to be the next bachelor.
Right. Yeah. And
Yeah.
actually, on
I
this
don't wanna
season, one of the
win.
guys was like,
I wanna get
yeah,
in
my
second."
thought was to be the next bachelor, but I'm feeling something now. It's
Oh
like,
my god.
you're so full of shit.
I cannot. I just can't get past. I just don't
It's
like
so
anyone
cringy,
in
so
there.
bad.
It is. It's getting worse and worse as the seasons go on.
Yeah.
But I was waiting for Bachelor in Paradise, and now I don't know when it's coming. You know, so I'll just keep making fun of this one until then.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Not that I care. I guess I do care more about it. But
He's
you
invested.
yeah, I'm invested. I don't know. It's addictive.
Who you want to win?
There's this
season?
guy on there. What's his name? I can't think of his name, but he had his wife recently died, which I don't know why he's on there. She died of
Oh.
breast cancer, and he's only ever
Yeah.
been with her. So
You know what I need to do
he
to
seems
rebound?
like a nice guy.
Go on reality
Right,
TV.
yeah,
baby.
right. It's like, well, my wife was the breadwinner, so I got to get my name out there now that she's out of the picture. I got a daughter to think about.
How
So
recent
this
did
is
she
your favorite?
die?
Yeah, he's my favorite. Recent, I think he said it was like a year. Yeah, so it's pretty
Oh my
pretty
gosh.
raw. Still. I could be
Still
wrong on
fresh,
that.
right?
I don't know. Fact check it, but I'm pretty sure it's fairly recent that he was like, yeah. So because he was questioning whether or not he's gonna be there, and
Yeah.
wants to stay because he has his daughter at home now and stuff. But I think he seems like the most realistic guy,
Yeah.
and that's what I try to go with because there's a lot of douchebags that
Oh,
go
yeah.
on there and they're like, every time she walks in, she has like a single tear in her eye. They like get up and puff up their chest.
Who did
like,
this?
Yeah.
Who did this to
Tell me, tell me.
Let me comfort you, please. Come here. Let's make out.
Right.
Oh my gosh.
Like that. But it's just fun. It's addictive.
That's what I hear.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah.
That.
I mean, my mom, and my sisters watch it.
Yeah.
They're really into it.
Yeah. You watching this season?
Hell no.
No? Kidding me?
No.
Yeah. Yo, I wouldn't either. Chris Harrison's gone. It's sad.
Who's the new host? Is it just some Randy?
It's Taisha and another Bachelorette. Yeah.
Oh.
Taisha, I don't know. She was the Bachelorette last season.
Oh.
After the
Just
one
bringing-
Bachelorette
bringing
was
them
in,
back.
she was
yeah.
like, "Oh, I love this guy so much," and they're like, the producers were like, "I think we need to kick this bitch off and get a new one." So that's what
Did
they
they
did.
break
What?
up or something?
Yeah,
after?
yeah, they did break up. So they ruined the whole season just for them to break up.
Jeez.
Yeah, and then
What's
Taisha
going
comes
on
in.
the show?
Yeah.
behind the scenes?
Drama within
It's-
drama.
Yeah.
And then people from the past season just keep coming in. Like even this season, they have someone from the 2 Bachelorettes ago. He's coming back and he's like, "I think I'm in love with her. I saw her on TV."
Damn.
He was a
No.
fan favorite, dude. You got to
Right.
bring him back.
And that's pretty much what they're doing. I mean, and that's
Yeah.
how I feel with The Circle. They had someone on this season of The Circle from Too Hot to Handle, so that's like a good move on
Oh.
Netflix's part because
Crossover.
she's
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
yeah, I was on Too Hot to Handle, and people are like, what's Too Hot to Handle?
Let me
go
Google that
check
on
that out.
Netflix.
Yeah. So I mean, that's a good move on Netflix part,
Right.
money wise. But she's I guess the lighthearted part in The Circle that because she's not too bright, and she's in Too Hot to Handle. She's like, yeah, I'm not too bright.
Okay.
It's like,
Straight up.
all right, so that's your bio.
Yeah. Right.
And she sticks to it in The Circle, but it's fun. She's funny. But
Nice.
anyway, enough reality TV talk.
Yeah.
Let's talk about something good.
I mean, other than some Apple stuff I'm trying to get into, I've just been grinding Dexter with my
Yeah.
girlfriend.
I've been Breaking Bad for me.
Oh yeah.
I still haven't finished.
Breaking Bad.
I was at the
It's
same
been a
point.
year, Patricia.
You
I think
kidding
2
me?
years. I just
Yeah.
I cannot anymore. I don't know
Yeah.
why. I think
Mm.
I've waited too long.
Yeah.
No, finish it. Do
Just
yourself a
jump in
favor.
on a good episode wherever you're kind of around.
Yeah.
It's so.
I just keep remembering the Fly episode.
Yeah.
That's one of the best
Yeah.
episodes.
No, I like that episode, but
okay.
I think I'm
Oh.
a lot farther.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, wait, I don't remember what happened, so I have to like
Yeah.
rewatch it. And
That's
I'm like,
fair.
Yeah, I've done that with a few shows before.
Yeah.
I did that with Better Call Saul after I watched Breaking Bad.
Oh.
I watched the
Really?
first season,
Love
and then
Better Call Saul.
like 2 more seasons came out, and I was like, well, I'm just gonna start from the beginning.
Yeah.
That's what I did actually. I
Yeah.
wanted to binge it because I like binging, and that's how
Yeah.
I did Breaking Bad. The last season was coming out as I started Breaking
Mm.
Bad,
Yeah,
so
there
it
you
was
go.
like my freshman year in high school.
Yeah.
And I went to FYE, and I bought the first season of Breaking Bad, brought it home, watched it. I'm like, my God, this has changed my life forever.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah, same with Better Call Saul. I
I'm
mean,
psyched for Better Call Saul to come
oh,
out, dude.
I'm so
Great
so pumped.
storytelling.
Yeah, I'm
it's so
ready.
good. The characters, Jimmy
Yeah.
is probably one of the best. He's my favorite television character.
Yeah, 100%. I can
Yeah.
agree with that. I
It's
think
just so
like
relatable.
Better Call
Yeah.
Saul is one of like the best television shows ever made in the fact of like it's just a normal story on
Right.
a television story, but like it's so nuanced and so like deep and
Yeah,
that world's
absolutely.
so deep and
Yeah.
And it hits such raw things, like with him and his brother's dynamic. And I'm
Yeah.
just like,
Yeah.
fuck Chuck, but like, oh man, it's just so. It hits home with me a lot of things, so that's why I really like Jimmy. So I'm like, this is so good. Thank you,
definitely
Vince and the
root for him.
gang.
yeah.
you
Yeah,
know?
yeah.
It's just bringing us this magic, and I'm listening to their podcast and how much thought they put into it and how much heart they put into it. And like
Mhm.
even Vince, he's like, I want it done perfectly,
Yeah.
or I have these things that I want done, and it needs to be done, or else it's gonna be shit.
Yeah.
Like I respect that.
Yeah.
Not a lot of people would do that. They would
Yeah.
just bend over
Yeah,
for
good
the
enough. Yeah.
whatever. The
Can I
big
watch it
wigs.
without
Yeah.
watching Breaking Bad or finishing it, or should
You
I?
can. I don't
It-
know if you'd appreciate it
It
as much.
pays tribute to it in
Yeah.
like a few moments. So like if you're a fan, you'll enjoy it more.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But if you just are looking for like a good character and a good story, you could do it.
Yeah.
Because I feel like if I watch this and I can tell I'm gonna like it, I'm
Yeah.
gonna be like, oh my god, I gotta finish Breaking Bad.
Yeah.
For me, I mean, it complements Breaking Bad really nicely, especially
Yeah,
with
it does.
Gus's storyline and Mike's
That's what I was gonna
storyline.
say. Yeah, it
Like-
brings them in pretty like they're just intertwined well. in
Right?
it,
It's
kinda,
organic.
Like,
Fleshes
yeah.
them out.
And then,
a
like,
little more.
It makes me love Gus.
Yeah.
He's
Like
in
and
here?
hate Walter
Giancarlo?
more.
Yeah. Oh
Right?
yeah. Definitely.
Like
See,
everything
like
Gus
his
has built
prequel
up,
almost,
Walter
too,
just
kinda.
fucks
Okay.
it up.
Walter
and I'm
just
like,
the monster that
Right,
comes out.
yeah.
Of it.
Yeah, it would be
It's-
kind of cool if you're trying to do that to see Better Call Saul and then watch it lead, because I imagine both shows are going to
Yeah.
lead almost directly
Mhm.
into
right.
each other.
They kind of have to at this point,
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
and that's what they're teasing.
Yeah.
So it's going to be kind of cool to get that full experience
Right.
of
Yeah.
the entire story. That'd be
Because I love Gus so much.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
And the
he's-
actor, but I'm just like,
He's.
Yeah.
It just makes you love him even more. Like I hate Walter.
Yeah.
Watching
For what he does.
Better Call Saul, and then
What
I'm
he
like,
does for Jesse,
Right.
and like, all
Oh,
the
He
people
goes-
around him.
Mike
like,
too, man.
oh,
Yeah,
man,
dude.
Mike's such a
everybody.
good character, especially in Better Call Saul.
Right. Yeah, I agree. Oh, and I just recently finished, or I'm almost done with season 4 of Breaking Bad. That's what I've been watching, and it's like Jesse's character in season 4. Season 4 is like best television ever for me.
Mhm.
But his character and what he goes through emotionally and how he copes with it, and Mike, kind of
Yeah.
taking him under his wing, and Gus being like,
Yeah.
this kid has promise.
Yeah.
He's a good kid. Maybe Walter's the reason that things are
Right.
fucked up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's just such a good season, well written,
Yeah.
beautiful. Oh, I
Yeah.
love it.
I really need to finish
No,
it.
it's so good. Yeah, it's
The
so good.
cinematography and just the filmmaking is on, like I said, it's the best show on television.
yeah,
like
absolutely.
It deserves it.
Right.
That accolade, I believe. But
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I might be biased, but shit, it's doesn't get better than that, honestly.
I can't believe it doesn't get the awards that it
Right?
should too. Like Ray Seahorn hasn't. I think she gets nominated every once in a while, but she hasn't won.
I think she was nominated for last season.
Was she?
Her
Yeah.
and Bob, I'm pretty sure,
Oh,
Was
yeah.
she?
and Mike, or was it Mike?
I
that
think it
was
would have been
nominated?
Mike
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
Gus maybe. But even Bob Odenkirk, man,
Oh.
him and Ray Seahorn, the main
They're so good
lead,
together.
like they are doing something that, like I said, so nuanced and so rich.
Yeah.
Like I don't know.
It's
Yeah.
good. It's good television. Something to
Peak-
strive for, I
yeah,
guess.
Peak
you know?
television,
Yeah.
peak storytelling.
Inspiring.
Like,
you
yeah.
know. I love it.
You guys
I've been-
got anything else or?
I'm fishing for the next series right now. So
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what
find
I've been doing. I
something.
tried starting the X-Files, but
Yeah,
Oh.
that's another.
that's
one.
a big
Yeah.
chunk of cheese
Yeah.
to eat.
Yeah.
I tried it. I just couldn't.
I'm on like episode 20, and I just need to take a break. I want to get to the point where Vince Gilligan starts producing.
Yeah.
That's where I want to get to, but
Yeah.
that's like 3 seasons in, and I'm like,
So long.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
60 episodes I got to dig through.
Mm.
so.
60?
Yeah, it's like 23 episodes a season or
Oh
something.
my God.
22
There's got to be at
episodes.
least 200 episodes of that.
Yeah,
shit.
there's
Yeah.
217, I believe.
What is like the Jordan Peele, the revamp of the X Files? Is that still a thing? I haven't really heard.
No, it's
much
a
on
Twilight Zone.
Twilight.
Yeah.
Twilight Zone.
I heard
yeah.
that was
They-
kind of.
They did bring
Yeah,
back
I've
the
heard
X Files though. They
Oh,
brought it
really?
back in 2008 for like 2 or 3 seasons.
Oh shit! Okay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I remember.
I remember
Yeah,
that.
that's
that was big on
actually-
Tumblr.
Yeah,
Yeah.
my
I've had
my
some movies
mom
and
used to
stuff,
watch
too.
the X Files when it was coming out. So when it was rebooting, she was like, "Yeah," and it was kind of shit. So
Yeah, that's what I'm worried about with Dexter. Like I know it's
Yeah.
honestly, yeah,
coming back. I hope they can bring it back and do justice to
Yeah.
it. But
Well,
we'll see.
you think where they left, there's opportunity for improvement, right?
there-
Like,
Yeah,
you would
I-
think.
you left
I
on the
guess.
lowest point you could.
Yeah, right.
I liked how it ended.
No,
Unpopular opinion,
Yeah.
but yeah,
that entire 8th season gets progressively worse every episode, in my
Yeah.
opinion. But that's just me.
Yeah.
I'm gonna rewatch it now, so I'm gonna hopefully
What
try
bo-
to see some value out of it.
yeah. What bothers me about the 8th season is Quinn and Deborah's little dynamic because I love Quinn.
Yeah.
So that makes me.
Yeah, I liked him a lot.
I just
in this
wish
rewatch.
they would have, done something with them a little sooner than,
Yeah.
the last episode.
right?
Yeah.
Well, that's what the whole
Right.
problem with that last season.
Right. But yeah, I'm also fishing for a good series to watch because I heard 000. It's a limited series on Amazon. I heard that's pretty good.
Okay.
It's about some cocaine stuff. So, and I like drugs.
Yeah.
So,
Nice, good to know.
yeah. So that's up there on my list to watch. But yeah. Oh,
Mayor of Easttown.
Yeah, I've heard
I
of
heard
that.
that
my
one's
mom
really
said
good.
that was actually really good. Actually,
Really?
she texted me and she said you should check this out.
Kind of like a mystery thriller
Yeah.
type thing.
I think this needs to be said. Bo Burnham's Inside has changed my life
Oh,
officially.
gosh,
So,
That's a given. I wake up with a different Bo Burnham song stuck in my
Right?
head every
Yeah.
morning.
yep. No, honestly, I haven't stopped listening to his soundtrack for the past 3 weeks.
Yeah.
So it's just on repeat every time I go to work, and that's a 4 hours worth of listening to Bo Burnham.
Yeah.
So
Gosh.
I love it. I don't know.
He just hits the right chord for a person like me, personally.
It's so good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree.
The way the special is, filmed, the lighting, everything. It's just like,
Yeah.
I don't know. But for me, his top thing was his finale in what was it? Where it's Mr. Burnham.
Mhm.
Oh,
That one because
yeah.
it's like
we
he's
think we
taking all
know
that-
you.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
taking all that stuff and making it into art and stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just
Yeah. That's what amazes me about him is like he started as like trying to be like stand-up comedian in quotes.
yeah.
And like he's totally transcended into something else.
Right.
It's
He's
like
so
almost
smart
like
and-
performance art.
Yeah.
It's almost like actual satire at
Yeah.
like the world. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's just good.
Yeah, absolutely. I love it.
Yeah.
That's a good one. Anyway,
Yeah, that might be my favorite thing I watched this year so far.
it is mine. Yeah.
Yeah, probably. It's just like
So
what
far.
he did with so little and just like
Right?
with during the quarantine and stuff.
Mhm.
The light show
Yeah,
that he puts
man.
on.
Every segment, everything is so like you said,
Written,
everything's so
directed,
smart,
shot,
like,
and
yeah.
edited by him. all
Welcome
in
to
it.
the internet. I mean,
Yeah,
best
man.
fucking character.
Yeah, that's
Holy
so
shit!
smart. A lot of his songs are just so smart too.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Like the way he takes certain things. Like, oh, here's a tip for making pasta. Here's a 9-year-old who died.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
Just
welcome
all
to
the
the internet.
Random different shit you can
Like,
find.
holy-
Yeah.
It's so true though. You know,
Yeah.
we have all the Harry Potter characters. You know, and I'm like, yeah, Harry Potter characters. You grew up with those, and here's a color pencil drawing of them. Yeah, fucking each other.
Yeah.
That
You
is
can
the
find that
internet.
online.
Yeah,
Oh
that
my
is the
God.
internet.
Yeah.
It's just so.
Find it there.
Yeah, there's a lot of good
Yeah.
ones. One of my favorites that he did in that is How the World Works.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the
Yep.
sock puppet.
And it's just like the way that song evolves to like prove the point he's making
Yeah.
in the song is
Yeah.
just so smart. Like,
It's,
Like,
it's
after-
a song about itself in
Yeah.
a way. Like it's like
And
it's-
after he like chews out Sacco, and then he's like, "This is how the world
That's how the
works."
world works.
look at me,
Like-
look at me.
Yeah. Like, yeah, no, that is true. Wow, it's good.
I can't recommend that enough.
Right?
Yeah.
I've recommended it to everybody, and I don't think anybody's watched it.
I will say though, like Bo Burnham is an acquired taste. Like for
I can
me,
see
it's
that.
like, oh my god, this guy understands me fully.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
But like for other people, it's like, who the fuck is this guy?
Dude,
Like,
after like I heard his YouTube stuff in high school, and then after hearing / seeing words, I was like, yeah, this all right. This guy
Yeah.
knows. Like I was right on there with him. Like yeah, I knew after seeing him like this guy's on a different level and
Right.
kind of gets it, but it's like knows the struggle of getting it, and it's like
Yeah.
it's like
It's good.
it's good.
I've been recommending him around because this Inside was my first taste of him.
Yeah, that's
and
cool.
then I went through and watched what is Happy? Is that what
Make
it is?
Happy.
Make Happy.
Make happy.
And then Words.
Yeah.
Thank you, Strange Redditor, who put all that stuff on Reddit for me.
Hey,
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I was looking to watch Words, and I was gonna buy it, and I was like, I bet Reddit has this for
yeah.
me. Some guy was like, "Here's a Google Drive, enjoy."
Hell yeah.
Thank you.
Very nice.
Yeah. They're all so good and so unique.
yeah, they
Every
are.
song is so catchy too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah.
god, it's like a infection. you
It
know?
really is. Yeah.
Uh,
It's like Hamilton. That what happened to me last year with Hamilton. It's this year. It's now Bo Burnham, where it's just like in my DNA. The songs, like
right.
that's weird.
Man.
All right. Well, I gotta pee.
Yeah.
And then you guys want to draw the next one?
Sure.
Sounds good.
And there you have it. I hope you enjoyed listening to us just shoot the shit and talk about some movies and TV. After this recording, we drew movies for the next episode. So if you're interested in joining us next time, we will be talking about The Fly, The Lighthouse, Minari, and Kiss Kiss Bang Bang. I'm super excited to dig into all these movies. So I hope you join us next time on the Movie Chest. Thanks for listening.